So, last we left off, the Moonstone Masquerade spoke with Malik the Magnificent, managing to get some information about Krissa and Mara out of him before making him give maybe slightly too much away in his frustration. Using this, you very slightly threatened him, which caused him to teleport you within the Convoker's hold to fight an ever-changing elemental. Eventually, you defeated it, seeing some of his notes before exiting the room back out into the snow. And I'll tell you, it is about 11 in the morning at this point, and the storm around you is heavy. It's full-on blizzard at this point. And obviously in front of you, you see that sort of circular stone platform with the various fires that are lit and the big statue. The fire behind you is sort of slightly molded into the shape of like a skull with fire around it. Best way to describe it. But yeah, what are you doing?
Is this the same place that I know Porridge flew over it last time?
Mhm.
Is this what he saw of the Convoker's hold, or is it like a shell above it?
This is what he saw. There's nothing. There's like a slight cliff. So if you look behind the statue, there's like a bit of a wall behind it. So there's like a slight cliff that blocks it a little bit because it's so blizzardy and snowy. It's not being sheltered by the elements very much. But yeah, this is what Porridge saw.
Okay. Is this a path out?
Down there looks to be. It's sort of hard to. In fact, can you make me a perception check to sort of see what's further down, just because the snow is so thick? 16? Yeah. You can see that if you just only very slightly, you can see what looks to be some sort of fortification, like a tower of some sort. You can't make out if any people are manning it, but you can see like the outline of a structure that seems to be like the main defensive area before getting into the main hold, which is this bit.
And how far roughly is it away from the Summoner's Court?
From Summoner's Crown, I'll say with sort of getting the distance from when Porridge flew, it would probably be like a kilometer, maybe kilometer and a half.
Okay.
And just to check, when Porridge flew over, was it blizzarding like this when he flew over?
It was definitely snowing pretty heavily, but this seems to have gone up a bit more within the last however long.
Now, am I right in remembering that someone said the weather is tied to Malik's emotional state?
That was suggested by, I think, Wild. Or by the captain, one of the two.
Wasn't it the Queen who suggested it?
Oh, could also one of the three.
Someone suggested that the weather is tied to his emotional state.
Yes,
and it's gotten heavier, so he's probably a little bit miffed.
Nah.
Oh,
Yeah.
poor baby.
So, it's cold.
Wow. Did you come up with that deduction all by yourself?
I thought you couldn't get cold, Sidon.
Yes, but it just has gotten very cold all of a sudden. I think it's because we were in one place and then into a cold place very, very quickly.
Yes.
Yeah, you do sound like you're coming down with something, to be honest.
I'd never come down with anything.
He says,
Yeah,
sniff.
sure, buddy.
What is our plan here? Are we gonna stay in the Convoker's hold? I thought the Convoker's hold was underground.
Yeah,
No,
you're wrong.
I think Malik said these are doorways. And obviously if we just came out of a doorway, then the other lights could be doorways. And I know that he said Mara and Krissa would be in one, or possibly Krissa. I just don't know which one. Is there any... Because obviously you said there's like a flaming skull on the one we just put in. Are there any other depictions of things on the other Fires.
You can walk around and find out.
I will do that.
I
Can
will
I
also
do,
go around doing that.
maybe like a religion check to see if I recognize the statue?
I'll
Is it like-
say, I will say you don't have to make a religion check. I'll say if anyone wants to make me like a history check, would probably be the closest thing.
Guidance for the next one.
26,
shit,
yeah.
I need to
Um,
pull up D&D Beyond.
yeah. So with a 26 Archeron, you're looking at this statue, and it doesn't appear to be of a specific person. It appears to be more like artistic than anything else, like just like a depiction of a guardian of some sort. And there do appear to be runes written on like that like circular bit the statue's on top of, and I'll just reveal this because Maeve walked towards it.
Oh.
You see next to the one that Maeve has walked up to, it appears to be like what appears to be a stone-shaped sphere of flesh with one large eye in the center. Like the fire sort of morphs and changes color to make that image.
That looks
Does
very
the
creepy.
eye follow Maeve?
The eye does not move.
Well, that seems interesting.
Oh,
Does that
and
seem
then-
Mara related, Maeve?
I can make a history check, but I'm going to assume no.
The answer is no.
I would hope
and
not.
I do need to. So, does anyone here speak deep speech?
Sorry?
Deep speech.
No.
Does
Deep
anyone
speech.
speak deep speech?
No.
So I'll say, with
Wait, hold on. I think I. No, I don't have tongues prepared. Never mind.
I'll just say with sort of one of you can tell that there is writing beneath that weird eye brazier thing that is written in deep speech. And then also on the fire one, the skull one that you just came from, there was something written in primordial. Yeah.
Can I
The what?
ask whether we plan to blindly go into each room? Surely we can just ask Malik which room Mara went into.
I
You
don't
think
think
Malik
he can't
will
be
be-
pissed him off last time.
Yeah, I don't think he will be helpful with us whatsoever. He
Well,
attempted to kill
Presumably,
us.
we're going to need to face him again, regardless.
Yes, but I'd
Yeah, but
rather
why
not.
would he give us
do it.
anything?
Yeah, he's under no obligation now, but I really would like to kick him in the nose.
Listen, the thing I'm trying to consider is what he has now done is made an attempt on our lives. And that, I believe, I'm not 100% sure because I don't know what kind of father he is, I believe Gethin will care about that. And coupled with the fact that we may be able to get Krissa back to him, we may have more backing behind us than just us. We struggled, I wouldn't say struggled, but there were times when I was concerned about us in that fight. And we're talking about going up against an archfey. We need all the help we can get.
I don't mean going to fight him alone. What I'm saying is we don't need to go plunging wildly into each of these rooms now. We can leave here, come back with Gethin.
I personally think that will take too much time.
She's been missing for 25 years.
But we're here now.
And we
But
have
we've
no
just
idea
been in a
if we
fight
can
with a
come back
giant-
here once we leave.
What if in every single room prior to Mara there is one of those creatures in every single room?
And what if he knows that we've escaped, and knows that we're going to Gethin, and then kills Mara, and doesn't keep
there
his
is-
word?
There is also a fact that the fire seems to change shape and resemble something of what we would find in the room. Or at least that is my assumption, with the one that shows primordial and now this one that shows deep speech. So if we just go up to the rooms but not enter them, it should give us
At
a
least give
hint
us a
of what
better
we'll
idea.
find.
So do you go up to sort of all the braziers to see what?
I'm gonna go up to
Flame.
this one.
Okay. This one, see that as you walk up to it, the surface of the flame gets a bit darker, almost like a blue purpley color, with
Mm.
flecks of yellow light reminiscent of shooting stars. And on the
It's an elven beast.
it does look a bit like the Elven Beast. I thought that when I added it in. And I'll say you've seen the language. I don't believe anyone can read it. It's written in aberrant, so the
What did you
language
just
of
call me?
aberrant.
Mar-
Is that?
I don't think anyone has that.
That's like the language
I
of.
can if you want me to.
I mean, that's up to you. Do you want to use
It's
the
a
spell slots
ritual.
for it?
It's a
Oh.
ritual.
I mean, I was actually going to suggest that we could take a few minutes. I was actually hoping we could take like a short rest to just sort of take stock of everything. So if we did take a short rest, you cast a ritual on maybe identify and comprehend languages, then we can read what's in these rooms. Identify for the primordial gem that we picked up from the dead shifty primordial.
It's shifty.
Mm.
The one that Maeve has just walked up to. I'll say this is the last one. There are only 4. The
Oh, only 4. Yay!
I know. The fire forms, like, sort of starts to move up, before creating what looks to be an ice-like crystal with a singular piece of light in
Oh.
the center of it. Let me.
Nice.
There we go. And the text, you can read it. It is written in Umbral.
Okay, cool. This is the one, guys.
I will just send this, and I will also read it out. My breath is bitter, my fingers bite. I weave a cloak of endless white. No cauldron boils, yet potions spill from sky to earth to snap and chill. I ride no broom, yet swift I fly, bringing howls from the sky.
That doesn't
Okay,
sound
so-
promising.
I might be reading far too into this, but Mara is representative. The ice is representative of Mara, as she had a sickness that was ice related, and I believe it came from the fucking
Beryl.
ice guy, Beryl, thank you. And the light in the middle, I don't want to assume, but could represent Krissa? Maybe I'm clutching at straws here. I don't know.
I mean, there's only one way to find out, but there is
I don't
a.
want to go in if Artron's not comfortable with us going in.
I was actually about to say there is a suggestion. What if the doors may show the exit, but not the entrance? So we go in, end up in a random one of the portals, and then exit from the one we just did. Because we exit from the primordial one, but what if we enter that one and then we end up facing a fleshy eye demon?
Well, as you, to quote you, there's one way to find out.
Sorry, I also need to add, I forgot to say this while I was reading the things. On each of these flames, in the order from left to right, so on the primordial one, its flame sort of in the brazier looks relatively dark, and then as you go from to the eye one, to the weird starry one, to the cold one, the flames get brighter, almost as if there is more energy already in them, if that makes sense. And Cassian will point out as you're all looking around that actually, Maeve, do you have Cassian's character sheet?
I can get it, hold on.
Just, I don't remember. I don't remember
What
what languages he can speak.
he can speak. I'm going to assume common.
He's got that one.
Draconic,
sure?
Dwarvish, Elvish, Marquesian,
Mhm.
Sylvan, and Thieves' Cant.
Okay, so he can read it.
Damn, he can speak a lot of languages.
He says, there's on the statue, it's written in Sylvan.
I can speak fucking Sylvan.
No, I know, but no one was walking up to the big statue, so I just had him do it. He will read it out. I'll just post it. This is written on the base of the big statue. And it is: the flame of creation burns bright, though the flames are nothing without purpose and power.
And so it's looking like each flame dictates power. And you said the one on the very far end is full of energy.
So the primordial one that you just came out of looks like the weakest, and the one that Maeve is next to right now looks to be the strongest naturally.
It is the one that we came out of looking like it's getting weaker.
No, it is staying sort of as it was. It's not changing. Obviously, it's moving a bit with the snow, but it's not changing its energy level, if that's the best way to put it.
I mean, specifically the word purpose in the purpose and power thing. Obviously, Maeve, the whole reason that she's here is to try and find Krissa. So I assume that that is the one that, purpose. You know, she has the most purpose to go through that one.
So I've just been reminded of something that happened last session, which will probably help you here. Archeron, when you guys were in the primordial chamber, just before you exited, you made an arcana check on that sort of circle to get out, and it appeared to need conjuration energy through magic to open it, to let you guys out. You can see on the braziers appear to be similar sort of runes.
Okay.
So the more powerful, the higher the spell level needed to break in.
I'm not saying anything else.
Okay, so this is me thinking from this is me thinking out of character as someone who plays video games quite often, right?
You?
This seems like your typical RPG style quest where we have to go through each one individually, and doing so weakens the next one along to then open up the final one, or we could just or we could just bite the bullet and use high level resources to just do a quick skip and skip two of them. That is my assumption as a person who plays a lot of games, specifically RPGs, and have experienced this type of quest many a time.
Cider, what the hell's an RPG?
Real powerful games.
He's experienced a lot of real powerful games.
It's true.
I wasn't lying.
Slab has Dimension Door. If you think
Slab does have Dimension Door, yes.
Yeah. So if you think it's a power thing, that's a 4th level conjuration spell. And if that was a 1st level to open, which was Tiny Servant or Floating Disc, that would presumably be 2nd. That would presumably be 3rd. That would presumably be 4th, if that was to follow the logic. Which that's an assumption. If you want, and you want to take a short rest before you go any further, I can identify comprehend language before we go any further to find out what it says on these two.
Yeah, that would be great. I'm up for that.
So I would say the best place for you guys to take a short rest, like to sit, would be like behind the statue because
I
it's
was
the most
literally
blocked
about
from
to say
elements.
behind the
Yeah,
statue would
maybe
probably be the best bet.
maybe standing, sort of not really just standing, but like moving somewhat close to the fires, just so you can like get a bit of a warm. So you're like here. Ish, but if you guys want to take a short rest, that is completely fine. I'll just
Awesome.
move all of you towards here, and I'll say over the course of the short rest, because you guys can take it. I'm not gonna. There's nothing that is going to attack you in the next hour. You can. Oh, I'll say Artrum, do you identify the thing first, or do you do the comprehend languages first?
I'll do the identify first.
Cool. So you identify. Let me find the gem, and you. That's the monster. That's the wrong thing. You learn that this is a legendary magical item. Called a gem of primordial power, and I will send it in general. It is basically through the gem. Once per day, you can cast the 7th level spell Prismatic Spray. And on top of that, you can, as an action, use the power of the gem and cast any 6th level or lower spell from any spell list, as long as it has a casting time of 1 action. You don't need the components for it. However, when you do so, you do gain 2 points of exhaustion.
That's a very cool spell that I think one of the casters should take. Did you say
you
any? Yeah. Did you say
any 6th level
sixth
spell
level?
from any spell list. However, when you cast it, you do take 2 levels of exhaustion, and whenever you use, either the prismatic spray or the cast any spell, you do have to roll on the primordial table, which is detailed below it. It basically just has a bunch of what's the word? Element type effects that happen around you or to you.
Okay.
I won't say no to that.
Yeah, that is really good. That's very good. Oh my god, you just have access to every 6th level spell. I know you take the exhaustion hit, and it is 2 points of exhaustion, but in a last ditch sort of effort to just go, fuck you, boom, is really good. Is there any resurrection spells at 6th level?
Well, it's
I
6th
know
level lower,
resurrect-
so you can cast
Oh my
anything
God.
lower. So I
So-
think Resurrection's 5th.
Well,
Or,
resurrection
no, for
is
Raised
7th.
Dead. Raised Dead is
Raised
5th.
Dead is 5th.
Yeah.
But so theoretically, what we could do is
Oh, and it
'cause
does have to be a cast time for an action, which is the important thing. I know some of the
Raised
resurrection
Dead-
spells have
Raised Dead
like
is
a
an
minute or
action.
an hour. I think Raised Dead might be longer.
Let me have a look. I'm gonna have a look. So that's what I was curious about. So
Raised Dead is a 5th level spell with a casting time of 1 hour. So I mean, you can get through Revivify.
yeah, Revivify might be the only one, but you can
I think it's the
revivify.
only one.
Oh yeah, because Revivify is good because it's an action,
Yes.
and you can do it in the middle of combat.
Mm.
That's what makes Revivify good. Okay.
Let me do a short rest for these people.
So Revivify is, but even outside of that, it's still insane just for that one, just pop of summit. Yeah, that's good. I like that.
You kill the big thing, you're gonna get a cool item. Yeah, next short rest.
I mean, you could be a dickhead and like stack them up over 4 days, then use it on the 5th day. No, sorry, on the 3rd day you could cast Greater Restoration. And just do it all
Sure.
again. You could just keep stacking exhaustion until
Oh.
you basically couldn't do anything, then just cast Greater Restoration.
Does it get rid of all points, or does Great Restoration get rid of one?
I think it cures it,
I
doesn't
think
it?
I can't remember.
In the new version, I think you
it
might
does.
cure it after the
Yeah.
check.
I'm gonna have a look now, but
Um,
I actually think it clears it. I think it revitalizes your energy. I think
It
that's in
might,
the
it might be
flavor
get
text.
rid of it all. Yeah, I can't remember. I think Lesser Restoration
Uh,
might be one.
No, Restoration doesn't do anything.
So
That's like blindness
not-
and deafness.
you wouldn't need the components, would you? For
No.
the spell.
No.
That's really good.
Okay,
Just
so
needed- I do have an attunement slot open.
I was gonna say it is attunement.
hey, look, Archeron and Cass can argue over who gets that. I won't need it, but I think that's very good for one of our casters.
Does this would I be able to cast this through my wizard spellbook, or is it through the gem itself?
It says through the item you cast, so I think through the gem.
Oh, okay. Cast you can have it.
So don't get spell
Excellent.
types.
Oh, I'm
wait,
just gonna cast this random level 6 spell through my spellbook
Snap,
and
are you
change its
fine
type.
with me
for
having
everyone.
this?
What'd you say, bro?
Oh, I was asking Slap if he was okay with me having this. Because
Yep.
he's also a spellcaster.
Slab's eaten.
I'm
good.
still here.
I know.
Well, Slab's
What
him,
big
that's
character
not.
he is.
So Slab says, no, you have it.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
No, he's eating a
Excellent.
sandwich. He's like, no, you have it.
He's like, huh?
Yeah.
Who?
There's what? You want the rock? Okay.
Nice.
And then doing the ritual for Combrand languages, you read the other two. So the one with the eye reads. Where is it? Here we go. I'm taken for granted, yet treasured when lost. I guide without feet, I judge without cost. I see without eyes, I know without mind. While shrouded in truth, you may be less inclined.
Does this one have a poem/riddle?
Which one? Yes, that one
Yeah, that was
is.
in Primordial.
It was in
wasn't
Primordial, which I know some of you read anyway. But it reads, I am never truly still, yet I am of form, born of fire, acid, ice, and storm. Shape me as you will, but I remain untamed, a master's dream, yet never named. Just send that one. And then the one that you guys are standing next to, which is written in Aberrant. Where is it? There it is. It is a star, yet cast no warmth nor light, a distant watcher in the night. Though many may gaze upon my face, few return from my embrace. Okay.
I'm really bad with poems. Does anyone understand what this means?
No.
I don't think they're riddles, as we were able to get. Well, because the one we just came from doesn't truly have an answer. I mean, it's literally telling us what was in there. It was a protean being born of fire, acid, and storm. That's not an answer to a riddle. That's not something that you could state clearly. It's more of a warning, as maybe, as Malik said, he infrequently returns here, so he might need a little reminder on each door. Water closet, pens, paper,
The
elemental
shitter.
monster.
Oops, wrong door.
This one about guide without feet, judge without cost. There's elements of riddle there, but if you think Mara's in the fourth one, then I suggest then we don't go knocking on every door. I suggest we push ahead.
Sounds like
What
a plan.
if the last one No, that's stupid.
What?
Continue on.
No. Go ahead, Cass. I'm interested.
No, that's embarrassing.
Say it. Do it.
I will not. Get away from me.
All right. During the 10-minute break thingy.
Well, you have an hour long
It would've
short
been
rest,
an hour
so
for a short rest.
Yeah. Can I ask Maeve to help me fix my armor?
oh yes,
Because
I forgot about that with Cassian as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say during that hour if Maeve wants to.
Please,
because,
Maeve, please. I
because
suck
she
it so.
because she has the magical needle thing that I can't remember the name of. She can, no check required, can fix the 2 sets of armor easily enough.
Thank you.
She may just add her own personal spin to it. She uses like purple thread or something.
Purple lace.
Yeah, I mean, purple's cool.
I don't know. I just made an assumption. Purple is cool. I agree.
Isn't that like your favorite color?
It is. Yeah. It's very cool.
By coincidence.
Heading back to once I finish the stuff,
Mhm.
looking and stuff, I'm gonna head back over to this one here,
Yes.
and I'm gonna ritual cast Unseen Servant on
Mhm.
the entrance to see if it reopens the portal.
Yeah. So you cast Unseen Servant. Let me just look at something. Yeah, you cast Unseen Servant. It takes 10 minutes or so. And after you cast that spell, you watch as the magic is infused into that brazier, and the portal does not reopen, but you see some of the runes glow, but not all of them. It seems to be about a quarter of them.
Okay, then I'm gonna head over to this one and try the same thing.
Okay. When are you doing this? Is the question. Are you doing this during the short rest or just after?
Towards the end, because it takes 10 minutes.
Okay. So we'll say at about 50 minutes precisely, you walk over to that one. Let me just look at my notes. Now, as that spell is finished, you watch that same it takes the energy from your spell, and as that happens, you watch as that fire begins to glow, a mix of purple, blue, and white, and the eyes on the large statue begin to glow that same sort of color, and the conjuration energy is palpable in the air. And when you finish the casting, you watch as in the center of this area forms a portal made of those colors.
Whoa.
Holy shit, that's awesome.
I'm going to
Look at
quickly
the
tap on side
statue's
and
eyes!
No! Close your eyes. Cover
Can
your
I-
ears.
I'm just gonna leave that open.
Mhm.
Can I then go and let's see if I've got it? 1 second.
Did you say you were holding on to the side and stopping from jumping in straight away?
Yeah.
1 second.
Smart,
That's
she's
what I
learning.
heard.
I'm gonna go and identify now. This is like okay. I'm not. Before I do, I'm gonna arcana the big statue to see if it is something worth identifying.
Mhm.
Presumably, you want me to press arcana.
Mhm. Damn. Oh yeah, with a 33,
That'll learn
Jesus.
you can assume
That's insane.
you can make
No
you can make
guidance.
you can make a very educated guess that the statue seems to be the conduit for the portal. So these braziers are like the access key, with that being the way the door is opened.
Okay.
Silent.
Well,
yes. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Arson.
Well, I was going to say, so I do have a. This lasts for an hour. Well, I presume this portal lasts for an hour because the spell Unseen Servant lasts for an hour. I'm not 100% sure. I'm fairly confident I can reopen it again the same way from the other side. I'm not sure if it closes when somebody jumps through it, though. As I said, I'm relatively confident that I can reopen it. And this is presumably where we're going anyway, but this is not me asking you to do it. I was wondering though, if we go through it, we may not necessarily be able to get back out the same way. And as I say, we don't know if the portal's going to close immediately. So, I mean, if you do want to dive in straight through, it would clear up a few questions, and I can open it up pretty quickly because I still have the ability to cast a ritual as an action.
Well, I wasn't planning on diving in this one.
You don't have to. You don't have to.
I mean,
Can I? No, go on.
um,
Yeah.
so I was just going to ask, like, if people want me to dive in, I will dive in, but I won't dive in. The only reason I did that before was because I thought it was funny, and it kind of went a bit tits up. So yeah, that was some poor prank on my part. I'll be honest.
So maybe we go in together this time. Just a suggestion.
Yeah, I was about to say, if you promise not to rush in, I'll say what I was thinking earlier.
I won't rush in. Now, what were you thinking?
I should have seen this coming. A star yet not cast, no warmth nor light. I was thinking of a nebula, which is a star that collapsed in on itself. It's
Sounds
distant,
painful.
it doesn't... Oh,
Wait, didn't he say that there was? Didn't the Ice Queen say there was like a portal to the Astral Sea?
Also, with using my comprehend languages, I can tell you this is in the language of the Outer Planes. So rather than a nebula, it presumably would be some kind of. What I'm assuming is in each one of these rooms is a creature that Malik has trapped here. So gestures over to the primordial one, the elemental, a collection of all the elemental powers. Gestures to the cold one. We assume Mara is in here channeling the cold disease of Periphalon. Gestures over to the eye. I'm just going to refresh my memory. Which was, I'm taken for granted without yet treasured when lost. I guide without feet, judge without cost. I think that might be some kind of weird,
Maybe a
construct.
beholder.
Yeah, maybe. Actually, yeah, big eye, guide without feet. But then it says without eyes. I don't know. Maybe some weird.
Blind beholder.
I don't. What language is that in again?
That was in
Deep speech, you said.
Deep speech.
Oh,
yeah.
probably some kind of demon or devil then. And then
Well, that would be Abyssal or Infernal if it was demon or devil.
Which one's deep speech?
Deep speech is
Deep Gnomes and Dwagger.
God, I'll have to look. I don't remember which one deep speech
Oh,
is.
so it's a Balrog then.
A Balrog.
Yeah, so it'd be some weird fucking thing. Maybe it'll be a. I don't know, for some reason, I keep thinking of a Sphinx. I don't know why. And then this last one, a star yet cast no warmth nor light. There are plenty.
Deep speech is the language of aberrations, an alien form of communication in the far realm.
Oh, so what's this last one? I thought you said that was an aberrant.
That was
I
in.
was gonna say Umbral.
It was primordial, deep speech. Aberrant is a language I made up, but it
Okay.
is the language. And then Umbral is the icy one.
Yeah, so I would assume the aberrant one would be perhaps some kind of Hadar-esque weird mind flayery creature. I don't know. That kind of thing. There are plenty of things in there. I can tell you right now because I've looked into a lot of them in the monster manual. From the the aberrant stuff. So
I will
in
tell
each
you,
one,
just
I would
going,
assume.
just going off the thing that you guys are saying, beholders do speak deep speech, if you were wondering.
Okay. Yeah. It's
Actually didn't
I
know
would
it.
assume in each one of these rooms is a creature that Malik has locked up for either his good or the greater good.
The greater good.
Can I just ask a quick question before you move on, Asher, by the way?
Yep.
When this portal opened, did it actually stop the snow, or is that just the map?
Yeah, so as the portal opens, the snow in the immediate area does like halt. Like you can see it in the air still, but in the area around you, it is not moving. It's like static being held.
Interesting. And is this portal loud? Does it
It's
make
got
a
like an.
big
I think that the visual of the portal is loud, obviously, but I think in actuality, it's like an arcane hum sort of sound, so it's not that loud. But there is a bit of noise to it. But it is bright.
Very interesting. Okay, so
I do want to ask how Maeve is reacting to this specifically.
Just fuck the rest of you.
No, I think she's suddenly, I wouldn't say overwhelmed, but very anxiously excited. If that's the right phrase for it. She's like very nervous to go in and see the possibility of Mara over Chris's decayed body. So
Nice visuals.
yeah,
Maeve,
well,
I wanted to just bring this up. So, if it turns out that Mara has a curse of Periphalon, similar to what Cryovis got. Now, Cryovis had it for what, an hour?
Maximum
Maybe
2 hours, yeah.
Maximum of 2 hours before we cured it. Mara has suffered with this for what, centuries? 70 years?
Way more.
way more.
No, it's about 900,
Jesus,
give or
9
take a few
centuries.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's had this for a long time.
Yeah.
There's no guarantee a remove curse is going to work this time. It could be
No.
too ingrained.
It may sound quite awful for me to say it. I'm not holding out hope that we can save Mara. The reason she was put here is because nobody could remove that curse. However, there may still be hope for Chrissa.
Alright. So I just want to be clear, and I know this is gonna sound morbid, but if Mara attacks, do you want me to hold back, or shall I go for the kill?
I don't particularly want to tell you to kill her, but don't let her kill you.
I would never intentionally instigate this fight. This is too important for you. But if she attacked us, would it be a knockout job or a...
I don't want her
Because
dead,
we
so if you have to subdue her, and you feel you could, then that would be preferable, but otherwise I think if she attacks us, we try to get out.
Okay.
I don't want to put any of you at risk.
Subdue, don't kill. If we can escape.
Mhm.
Oop. Running.
Oh, wait. Did I have enough time to do the... crap, how it's called? To attune to the crystal?
Yeah, you would have. Yeah, it would,
Yeah, you would
we'll
have
say
had an hour.
about.
Okay,
Yeah,
nice.
you had about an hour.
It takes 10 minutes to ritual cast identify.
Yeah,
Then
yeah,
attune is
you
30
would have
minutes.
been all right. Tune is an hour, but yeah, you would have had enough time.
I thought 2 minutes was 30 minutes.
No,
but-
it's a short rest of an hour. Well,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
But yeah, you would have had enough time. But yeah, so I will ask: are you guys stepping into the portal?
Yeah, but I'm leaving Rayod here.
Yep.
Okay. Rail,
Yep.
Wait,
Yeah.
Archer. Oh crap! He
Rail's
just went.
flipping
Then.
you off.
Okay, let's go.
As you guys go through. I've realized Rail's like Rick and Archon's like Morso.
Oh god.
So, I just want to get some clarity for the Awakened Spellbook feature, because that's what Raid is. The Awakened Spellbook is not actually the spellbook, is it? It's like an apparition of the spellbook, right?
I think it depends on the thing, but I'm just sort of being very loosey-goosey with it.
No, it's the Awakened Spellbook thing that Rayod is like the floating. It's like the Echo Knight's ability. It's like a spell platform. So I still have all my subclass features. So the reason I'm leaving in here is there is a limit to how far I can be away from him and still use him. So if I can't see him, he will immediately disappear, and I can
what is
resummon him
that
for free.
limit?
It's like
300 feet.
300 feet.
Okay.
It's one of the only things I know about the Awakened Spellbook.
And so
You
I
have to
can
get that instantly.
Yeah, so if it's further away than that, or I'm on a different plane of existence, he immediately vanishes, and I can resummon him for free.
Yeah.
Or I can still see him,
spend
and
a
I have
spell
a what?
Is it like you resummon him for free or spend a spell slot? I can't remember how it works.
It's for free once a day, and then
Yeah,
but
subsequent.
he doesn't
times you can
disappear
use
when
it
you
as well.
go to sleep. He only disappears when you die. So, or
He
you
just
dismiss
watches
him.
you. But yeah,
That
so
is
you
so creepy.
you all step through this portal, and somehow the area around you is immediately even colder. It's at this
God
point.
damn it!
At this point, it is, maybe we're talking minus 25 Celsius
Oh god.
as you step in.
Okay,
that-
this is actually a genuine question. Are you doing harsh weather conditions?
No.
Because I will be very upfront and honest. Sidon has genuinely just been banking on the fact that he's got a god spear that is from the sun
I
god
will.
to keep
I
him
will
warm.
say I'm not doing it. This is just to give a sense of how fucking cold it is. To put it
Cool.
I
lightly.
mean, it's
Okay,
like a normal
okay.
Swedish winter, but okay.
Also, this is why I didn't want the gem, because that would mean I lose my cold resistance.
Yeah. But yeah, so you feel that coldness and almost takes the breath from your lungs with how cold it is, and there is a crunch of snow beneath your feet. And while the area that you find yourselves in is still, you can feel that frigidity starting to bite at you. And looking up from the spot you come from, you can see a large chamber with multiple tiers, with steps going up to them. There is a frozen well or pool in the center, and a faintly swirling orb of frozen energy at the back. And I'll change the map.
I have a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
How fucked are we?
Does it feel like we are still in the Feywild?
Well, to answer that question, I can kind of say, Archon, you no longer feel that connection with Rayard.
Okay, so we've moved either 300 feet plus, or changed into a different realm, which I will tell people, and then resummon him and stare at him and glare at him for being useless. And then I will redirect my attention expectantly to Cass.
Sorry, I only heard Cass.
Archon is looking at you expectantly.
What am I supposed to do here?
I don't know.
I was just wondering, are we still in the Feywild, or is this somewhere else? Oh, so I can see all
We're not
the
in Kansas anymore.
I can see all the structures, but
Mm.
are we actually indoors or are we outside?
You.
Is this a
If you.
corgi?
What?
On the map here.
No, it's like a wolf, or it's like a weird wolf.
No, it's
Um,
a corgi now.
If you look up and around, it's sort of like you can see there is a ceiling. This appears to be a very large cave, or like
Okay.
it's enclosed by something. But let me finish this description. Next to this orb at the back of the room, is a frozen statue. And next to this pool in the center is a humanoid form with very pale skin that has like hints of grey to it. She has long dark hair and looks over, sort of in her hand is like a not a portrait, like a model or a statue of a face that is made of ice. And as she turns, hold on, let me just change the music. As she turns,
I was enjoying the winter music.
to look at, it's still winter music. This is just scary winter music. As she looks to you all, you can see her face is still and haunting. There is like an exhausted look to her as she stares with her teeth sort of chattering. She says, "Let the frost take you all into it." And she takes a breath in and pauses as her eyes fall onto Maeve wearing her husband's cloak. As she says,
Oh, I forgot.
Fodor, you see she takes a slight step down towards you all, and she is like actively stumbling and shaking as she moves. And she makes a sharp inhale as she's clutching her chest and wincing before
Sidon goes on guard but isn't going to attack.
I'm going to cast Warding Bond on Maeve.
Just before you carry on, this figure here, is that like a frozen, icy statue that looks passingly like Maeve? Hypothetically.
Doesn't
so
really
let's
look
say
like...
a familial resemblance.
Does it look like the statue in the Court of Shades?
Yeah, it doesn't look like Maeve, but it does look like a statue you've seen of Carissa before, but blue and icy.
Yeah.
But she looks, after she clutches her chest, she looks up with this look of years of torment in her eyes. And she says, "Why do you have this cloak?"
I didn't catch any
You
of
went
that.
really muffled
Oh,
then.
did I? I'm sorry.
You've gone very muffled.
Sorry. She says, I'm like speaking really breathy, that's probably why. She says, "Why do you have his cloak? Thief!" And she
No,
sort of...
no. I am no thief. It was given to me by Gethin, the Emperor of the Court of Shades.
You can tell she's barely able to listen as she puts her hands on her head and sort of like rubs her eyes as she sort of gets down close to the ground and says, "You're
Mara?
here."
Mara?
Why? She's not listening at this point.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and take a step closer. Do I feel any cold coming
You
from
do.
her?
You feel an immense cold coming from her as you step
Do I take
towards her.
damage from it?
You're not currently taking any damage from it, no.
Okay, I'm gonna get about there. Arms like outstretched, like showing my palms basically to say like I'm no threat, and just as softly and calmly as possible, just like, you know when you're trying to walk towards like a like a dog or a horse and you're like, whoa. Shh.
Sun's getting real low.
Yeah.
She
I'm gonna speak in Umbral. And I'm gonna say, please hear my words. I am not a thief. I am your granddaughter.
Great granddaughter.
Well,
Great.
I'm not gonna sit there.
Oh, no,
Great.
Well, it's not. It's just one great.
Okay, I am your great granddaughter.
Yeah.
It's 900 years
She's from a family of elves, Pete.
of elves.
No. She's a half elf because her dad's an archfey. But she looks up to you as you speak in Umbral, and there's almost a hint of recognition before her eyes go black, then blue, as one of her hands is like in the snow, the other one's like on her forehead, as she just says almost to herself, have I not been through enough? And you watch as that hand in the snow sort of begins to swirl around, like the snow begins to swirl around it as she stands up, and this flurry of frost forms around her and her hand as it takes the form of this frozen katana-like blade, as she points it not towards you, Maeve, but towards the people behind you. And she seems to not want to focus you directly.
What the fuck can we do?
But you watch as she
Yeah,
starts to
so as-
speak.
I don't know, but I'm a little bit excited.
As she starts to like get the katana out, I'm gonna continue to speak in Umbral as that seemed to like get through to her, and I'm gonna attempt to make a persuasion check if you'll let me, and just be like, please, we are not here to add any more distress to you and what you've been through. We are simply here for Crissa. If we can help you, we would like to know how, but we cannot help you if you kill us. These are my friends. Please do not hurt them.
Go for it, make me a persuasion check.
Yes. Okay, please.
Big money,
Do
no
I get my
whammies.
advantage?
From
The night sky
Dead
thing?
Husband's Cloak.
Are we
It's
under
not
the
night.
night sky?
no,
Shit.
no. 12?
Oh,
Okay, you see she
look.
she
Wait, don't you have
falters.
a-
It doesn't matter.
You can if you want.
It's not gonna make a difference. It's gonna be max
Well,
16.
you see she, as you are speaking, she sort of wait, hold on, I need to actually read something. No, I have something written down here. Because you've identified something that I will say in a minute, but I will give you advantage on this for reasons that are somewhat obvious.
Because I'm speaking in Umbral.
Sure.
It's because you resemble the best
Whoa.
Pokemon
Oh
Umbreon.
god.
Look, if
Aww.
I roll with the advantage on, like I should have fucking done. Oh, no, that's performance. Jesus Christ. Watch this. I bet they're both above.
Double nat ones.
No, please. See? Carry on.
Well, I can't help you there. You see, she falters for a second as you're speaking, but sort of almost something forces her to block the speech out as she says, "When will this end? My heart can't take much more." And you see she begins to walk towards all of you, and I am going to need you all to roll initiative.
I'm not. I'm not. I refuse.
Where does she
Well, I will-
get
I
to
will-
before you roll?
She's where she is.
Okay, so she literally just starts, raises her foot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even if you're not fighting, Maeve, I will ask you to roll
No.
initiative just so I know
So-
when you're in the order.
I didn't want to interrupt, but you may have seen me measuring.
I did.
Would I be able to have gotten a little bit closer in that time? Like, subtly?
I will say you won't be able to get closer than Maeve is.
That's fine. I don't need to get that much closer. Just I need to use my full action to fucking dash.
Can I also make a readjustment for the battle as well? I want to not anywhere close. I just think Sidon probably would have moved a little bit closer as well, probably towards Cass, maybe
Yeah,
behind
that's
Archer
fine.
on a Maeve, so about there.
Well, I was doing it specifically not to fight. I was going
Oops, I have
to
my
scrutinize her.
check on.
But
I have my whispers on for some reason.
Not ego death.
By the way, for the first time ever, in a fight that we may not actually fight because we may be doing something else instead, to try and convince her not to fight, I roll absolutely incredibly on initiative.
It always happens.
The one time.
You're gonna
Yeah,
hate
where
me.
was this when we were fighting the primordial? I know I got relatively high on that one, but
I
still.
I assume Drax Dex is higher than Archeron and
yeah, I
Nyx.
just put 0.1 because I've got a +1 to initiative.
Yeah, 0.2. I think Nyx has got a. She's also got a plus. I'll just have a go after. And then I've got 2 in a row.
Before we call end to initiative, because I want to be a scumbag. No, I'm joking. I was gonna just say, can I use tactical wit on my initiative roll to increase it by a d10 so I can just get 1 higher than Maeve?
I mean, if you want to,
no.
I'm not going to stop you. But
I'm
it's a bit
not
weird.
going to because it feels right for Maeve to go first in this.
Sorry, I'm trying to figure out Dex scores. Why am I? Of course, Mara's got a higher Dex than Slap. I don't know why I'm. I don't know why I'm like confused about that. I was looking at it for way too long, being like, why? What I will say is that thing I was mentioning before that you identified sooner than I was going to say, because I was going to say it at the start of initiative, but it's fine. So, on your turn, this is any of you, you can use an action or a bonus action to make a where is it? On the turn, you can use an action or bonus action to make a persuasion check. If you do it as a bonus action, you make the check with disadvantage. However, Maeve, if you do it as an action, you will have advantage on these. To temporarily.
Does Maeve also, does she always have advantage? So if she does it as a bonus
So,
action,
I mean, if she does a bonus
roll?
action, it'll be a straight roll, yeah.
Okay.
So can
And-
you do it an action and a bonus action at the same
So-
time?
Is it a bonus action to take an object out of your?
It's a free thing to take an object interaction to take it out of your pocket.
Free objects interaction.
Yeah. But you can, as an action or bonus action, make a persuasion check to try and temporarily, what's the word? Not stun Mara, because that assumes the condition, but it's not. To temporarily cause her to falter, which might help you with any other thing you want to do in this encounter. I just thought I'd mention that at the top because that was my plan the whole time, but it's fine. Originally you're gonna have to make some checks to figure out how to do that, but you figured it out before the fight, so I'll give it to you there for free. But yeah, so as this begins, Maeve.
I
do you
am
do?
going to take out the dark effigy that we found from the umbral portal thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to hold it up, and in umbral.
Wait, sorry, I might need to do something. I might need you to do something
Is it-
before you do anything.
Do you want me to say what I was going to say?
1 second, sorry. No, yeah, you're fine, keep going.
It is umbral, isn't it?
That is the language, yeah.
Yeah. In umbral, I'm going to say, may this be the key to recovering what was once lost. Tragedy is a part of life, and ours has been bitter long enough. Return with her, and your path forward will be clear. I promise you, we are not here to hurt you. Please put down your weapon.
Can you make me a persuasion check with advantage?
Nice one.
Oh my god.
Was that?
I'm gonna
was that-
fucking shoot myself!
I think that's more for bringing Krista back from the land of the popsicles and stopping a mental
I
gran.
to see that I had an umbral fucking thing. I'm pretty sure it's linked to Vard Dorvid. No. Yeah? What's his
One
name?
character.
What?
Oh,
Vodor?
Vardorvis.
What's his name?
Vodor?
Hodor, you've got so many. Right, I'm sorry. My brain's not working, and I've just rolled 2 fucking 11s.
You do have hero points.
I'm gonna use a hero point.
Okay. I mean, it feels like something that may want to. Yeah. So
I'm not in the mood.
So doing that, you see she turns to you, and it seems to get through to her more than it did beforehand. And you watch as she doesn't. What's the best word? She doesn't like immediately put her weapons down and like, you know, hey, sorry about that. But she begins to like clutch her head and like kneels on the ground, and she is effectively incapacitated.
Incapacitated without the condition, or with
no,
the condition?
The condition incapacitated, which means, God, I should have had that up somewhere.
Can't take actions, bonus actions, or reactions. Loses concentration. Can't speak. And I think that's it for incapacitated.
Basically, on her turn, she's not going to do anything. That's yeah. As she is like on the ground, like clutching her head, like muttering to herself incoherently. Sidon.
Right, bear with me a second. Because for the first time ever I rolled really well on the initiative, I've not actually had a chance to actually plan my move 5 turns in advance. So just give me a second.
It's only Maeve that figured out the thing to like stop her.
No,
right?
I mean, I'll say you're all intelligent enough to, after hearing Maeve speak, you can get that. You're all intelligent enough to figure that out.
None of us speak Umbral.
Well, I know.
I do at the minute.
But yeah, Archon does in a minute, but I will say, just from, you know, you can see Maeve speaking, which causes her to stop. You don't know, you can't tell whether it's everyone, but you can tell that at least this has stopped her for the moment.
Okay.
Here's a question. How close to her do we need to be able to talk to her?
You can shout if you wanted to. You can be. You don't have to be. I mean, as long as you're probably on the map, or at least within line of sight. Like,
that's fine.
Guys, I do have remove curse.
Oh, you could try, but I don't know if it's gonna work.
This is why I did specifically ask Maeve if it was okay, if she starts, if it was okay for Sidon to fight.
Are you just looking for an excuse to punch an old woman?
I just don't want her to. She's been through enough. She's been trapped in here with a fucking cold, like really bad cold.
Yeah, she's obviously going through something. So I want.
She's going through a lot. She wanted to fucking die, and her husband was like, "No, I'm gonna put you on a life support machine and trap you in a fucking weird
She didn't
Iceland."
say she wanted to die.
Well, I assume that if like she had something that was killing her slowly and hurting her every single day, that, you know, she was like, DNR, and he was like, no, I want you alive, so I'm gonna get the archfey of mine, my friend, to put you in a weird fucking place where you just live forever, and that's it, and nobody comes to visit you because you're fucking nuts. It's weird, alright? I feel like it's weird. She's been through enough.
I agree.
I don't want her to have gone through all that and then Sidon to be like, have a fist to the face. You know what I mean?
It's fisting time.
So, to be fair, that was kind of my point. Was I when I asked before we even went in, do you want? I was trying to be a bit tactful, but really, what I wanted to ask is, do you want to put her down?
No.
Let's all yell at her.
No.
Jesus.
That's
Pete, what are you doing?
So, what I'm going to do, seeing Maeve trying to talk this one out, Sidon will run up, fist clenched, foot loosen, and then grab the arm with the sword, and then try and stop her from moving, and I'm going to just go for a grapple.
Yeah, okay. I will say, she's incapacitated. She's not gonna stop you.
Yeah. But I still
Hey,
have to give
I'm,
up an unarmed strike for it, right? I still have to roll to see if I hit. I don't know.
I
how
mean,
grapple-
grapple is a contested check usually, but considering she's not going to try, I will say you can automatically grapple her.
All right. Cool.
She's
Silent.
grappled.
No, sorry, Drac. I'm
Yeah.
30 feet away and I need to touch her, but I can't.
That's me.
So
Sorry.
Honestly,
Probably.
don't worry about it.
So-
This fight's about to be over.
half movement for. Do you need to be at range, Archon?
I mean, she's within one turn. She's not going to be able to do anything, and we're going to know everything that's wrong with her because I've still got those manacles of not being able to cast spells. She's currently incapacitated, so she can't resist. She's grappled by Sidon, so we'll put the manacles on her. She can't cast any spells. She won't be able to physically attack because she's manacled. And I will also, as bonus action, cast Scrutinize, which I can Silvery Bobs if she passes. So we'll know the nature of the curse as well.
Or if it is a curse, or just maybe severe PTSD.
So, because what I was thinking is I could move her closer. With forced movement, it's like half movement, isn't it? To
It
drag
is half
someone.
movement, yeah.
Yeah, and I only used 30 feet out of my 45. Still have a bonus
So you-
action, so I could dash.
So if you
Bump it
wanted
up.
to, with your non-movement, you could get like 5 more feet. If you wanted to use your action, you can basically move her to like where Maeve is.
Yeah.
That's up to you.
So
Though.
that's why I'm asking. Do you need me to stay at this position, or shall I move closer, Archon?
I've got 30 feet of movement. It's completely up to you. And we might want to closer for the remove curse.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
completely up to you.
Then I will move her down to here.
Okay. So she moves like that.
Come on.
Cool. I think that's your turn.
Yep.
Drac.
Yeah, I mean, you guys got this. No, I'm think. Let's just see. Yeah, no problem. I can move here and use a rope to tie her up, like hog tie her.
Okay.
So Sidon doesn't need to like hold her.
Grapple her with a rope rather than a person.
Yeah.
I'll say. Yeah, with
Hey,
your
I
turn,
will
you
say, Sidon's grapple is absolutely probably the best
She's
move
freezing
he's ever
cold.
done.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it feels weird that you're lying
Yeah.
on top of her. So please stop.
But yeah, she is
Sidon
very
of anything
cold,
is
so
a
it's
grapple
probably that's crazy.
He's a Muay Thai expert. There's a lot of grappling in Muay
mhm.
Thai.
I will say, I mean, as James
Muay
said,
Thai
she's
them
very.
up.
As James said, she's very cold, so it's probably good if you get away from her. But yeah,
Hint,
so
hint, nudge, nudge.
I'm just saying, just because Simon's getting ill. But yeah, so Drac, you tie her up. Are you doing anything else on your turn?
Yeah, no, just keep an eye on her so she doesn't like try to slit someone's throat or something.
That's fair.
Can you let go of the grapple as a free action?
Yeah, I'll say you can.
Cool.
Archer.
Gonna go next to her. I'm gonna bonus action scrutinize her, but regardless of whether or not you roll, I'm gonna silvery barbs it.
It's a wisdom save, right?
That word
think charisma.
sounds so gross. I
remember.
don't know why. What does it even mean?
It's a really
What?
cool spell,
Charisma save, yeah.
and
30.
silvery barbs.
24.
Oh, okay. She does pass, which is a shame. But I get advantage on this next roll, which is what I wanted. Which is advantage on the Arcana check to manacle her.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I think the
25.
DC is 25.
25, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember what you said it was, but I put the mana calls on her.
Nice. I should have called them that. Wow.
I didn't know they had an item. They've just been sat in my notes.
I did
for
send
ages.
you an item when we were
okay.
talking a few weeks ago.
There's been a lot going on.
Let me find it actually, just so I can make sure that I am doing it right. I believe I set the DC to be 25, but I will double check. The Mana Bane Manacles is what I called them. As an action, you can lock these manacles around the hands of a grappled, restrained, or incapacitated creature within 5 feet of you and make a DC 25 Arcana check. Yeah. I'll just send the item if you want to add it now. And just so everyone can see it. There you go. Cool. Yeah, so you the manacles click shut around her and you begin to do some somatic components and speak some magical mumbo jumbo, and you watch as the runes on these manacles glow. Who did you get them from? You got them from it was Layla's.
Pyro. Oh, Layla's, yeah. So
yeah. So I'll say they glow a red. That makes sense. They glow like a faded pinky red color, all the runes on them, and they click into place, and she is currently unable to complete the verbal or somatic components for spellcasting.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna use the rest of my movement to carry on walking another 10 feet because I want to pet that dog and also see what that is.
Cool. Nyx's turn. Nyx is going to walk up to Maeve and she'll do an she'll do an enhance ability charisma.
Oh,
So
okay.
Maeve currently has advantage on all charisma checks with the chosen ability. Yeah. Just to see if she can help at all. Because other than that, she's got nothing.
Meg already has the advantage on persuasion checks.
Yeah,
so
but
she
that's
has
just
advantage.
like persuasion stuff, so it could be anything else.
I'm going to dance at Mara to try
Yeah.
and get it.
That's off, bro. Stella and Ronan. But that is Nyx's turn. Cass.
Yes. I'll move 30 feet here. I think I'll do remove curse at 4th level.
Okay. Can you make me a wisdom check?
Yes. 14.
A 14 fails. However, it's not that bad that it fails, because in this case, if you would have succeeded, she would have been incapacitated until the end of her next turn. You used the remove curse, and I think it was Sidon or Pete that said it earlier. It seems
It
that
was
because
Sidon,
yeah, it seems that because this effect has been on her for so long, a remove curse is not strong enough to get rid of it. It
Oh,
dampens it
shit.
for a second, but it does not completely remove it.
Guys?
But that is your turn, I assume, unless you have anything as bonus action.
No, I can't.
What was the spell that we got from?
Why did two cast
Curse,
Hand.
It was the
Purge.
purge substance. Yeah.
Do you
but
still have
that-
that loaded, Artron?
No, I don't. It's good for. It's quite a niche spell.
That's fair.
But that is Cass's turn. Mara.
Purge contamination is the same level as. That's fine.
Mara is currently incapacitated, so she's incapacitated at the end of her turn. So at the end of her turn, she, where is it? In my notes. She sort of looks up from her stupor. I don't know, her incapacitated dreams, and you watch as she does not move or do anything really, but you watch as her eyes glow this. Oh no, I'll do a different one. I lied. You see, this is
Gem
huh?
Dragon.
No, you see Gem Dragon. No, so you watch as the snow begins to move around her. You get the sense she is not doing this herself. This is an effect of the space more than anything. As you see these 3 glowing circles appear around the area. I'll do one. And I'll do one. And you can see that on these areas that are sort of glowing with this blue energy, they seem to be siphoning some of the power from this space and fueling Mara with it, like funneling it into Mara in some way. But that is the end of her turn. That wasn't
Where's
really her
that
turn.
coming from, if not from her?
It's coming from the space. This isn't something she's doing directly. This is something that is just happening.
Maybe if we destroy the statue thing.
No.
Or the circles.
But that is her turn. Slab is going to
Do nothing.
get
I don't mean the
Probably.
statue, the thing in the giant moon.
this thing,
Uh,
the blue thing. He, Slab is a man. He is going to he's going to look at Maeve and say, I don't know what's happening, but you got this, and give you bardic inspiration as a bonus action. And then as his action, he is going to...
Does he have Bane by any chance?
No, he doesn't. He is going to cast Vibe and start dancing. With a 31 performance check. He's hitting the fucking moves.
Doing the work.
Yeah.
He's moonwalking.
yeah, he's just fucking breakdancing.
No, here he is what he's doing. He's making
Ooh,
the world's best snow angel.
Asher,
You turned into a robot.
you've gone robotic.
He's face
You
down
sound-
on the
You sound.
on the
You,
snow.
it's back now, but you sound like a B1 battle droid. That's not even a joke.
Roger. He's going to make the world's best snow angel, is what I was saying.
Okay.
But that's his turn. Cassian.
He is going to.
Shoot her in the face with a crossbow.
His persuasion is quite high.
I think it is.
But I don't know what he could say to her.
This is the hard thing to suggest.
Oh god, this is
you have to think of
this is
him.
me, isn't it? I can think of something. Cassian will. Oh, can I think of something?
Can you?
I can
I mean,
certainly
if
try.
he can't, what would Cassian do in this situation?
Is there any way he can impose some kind of reduction on her saves?
No,
Don't
he
think
literally
so.
just has Hunter's Mark, Cunning Action, the Help Action, and Steady Aim.
If you want him to speak, he will say, because he knows enough about the whole situation. So he'll say something to the effect of, we don't want to hurt you. We're here to help. Just we're
Surrounding you with 3 dudes.
we're finding
Hey.
we're finding a way
yeah.
to we're going to help you. That's what he's gonna say as his persuasion check. So if you want to have him make a persuasion
If you want to
check-
be helped or not.
21.
21.
She is again incapacitated until the end of her next turn. Cool. Is he doing anything else?
I was gonna say no, I'm not even gonna test what happens if he steps in that blue circle, so no. He's probably gonna take a step back from the blue circle.
Cool. Cool. Maeve.
Oh, I I don't know what to do.
I will say that as you're looking around and trying to figure out a way to help her, as you have stepped forward or she has moved closer, the eyes on the dark effigy are glowing that same purple, or like starting to glow brighter and brighter. That purple energy.
Okay, I don't know what to do with that. Can I
Touch her with it.
use it on her? Can I touch her with it?
Yeah.
Just shove
Is
her
that an
off.
action? Is that a free action?
I mean, I'll say it'll be your action to do so.
What am I
It's not
doing
a
with
free
it?
action.
We're just booping her on the
Placed
nose
it
with
on
it?
her
Am I
head.
sticking it up her ass? Like, what's going on? Bend over!
Oh god.
She's
Yeah.
incapacitated.
She is hooked at no. Sorry.
Ooh. Sorry, I just saw that.
I mean, it'll be like you move forward, and I mean, I guess you like put it close to her and start muttering arcane mumbo jumbo in Umbral.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Mumble jumble.
Mumble-
It would
mumble,
sound like
jumble.
magical speech, but to everybody else. But she's probably just going, please, please, please. I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm trying to help you, please.
I thought we would hear Ooga Shaka. Ooga.
Yes, please, in Umbral is Ooga Chugga.
How did you know? But yeah, so as you do so, you watch as her eyes begin to match the purple of that what's the word? Of the effigy. I do need to ask you to make a persuasion check or a charisma check with advantage. You can also add a d6 or a d10 from slab.
That's a 24. A D10.
D10 because this is bardic.
Woo!
Then
Onyx up
Oh!
to
24. Very nice.
34.
34.
34. Yeah.
guys, to celebrate this, please look up.
So yeah, as you're doing so, you watch as her eyes begin to gloss over that purple color. As she begins to, best way to describe it, she's losing consciousnn.
Oh.
As the frost begins to sort of drift off of her, so the stuff that's like on her skin and stuff. As she falls to the ground and begins to like shake and is clearly trying to fight off something within her. And you guys are currently out of initiative, and as she is getting what's the word? Power of Christ compels you. She is those
Very compelling.
zones sort of begin to fade as she is shaking. I will remove those. Go back to this. And you and you all can move and stuff freely now because you're out of initiative. And she is shaking for, I mean, I will say a number of minutes.
What's the number?
3.
And a half.
3
I was
minutes.
about to
and
make such a bad
26 seconds.
While she is shaking and trying to fight this off, I will say to Maeve that if this fails, we may need to actually consider not holding back and actually fighting.
I know.
While she's
yeah.
on the floor trying to not beat up an old woman, can I? Presumably, her concentration is elsewhere, right? She is distracted, otherwise occupied. I would like to argue that would give her natural reduction in her charisma saves.
If you want to cast Scrutinize, you can.
Okay, I do.
I'll have her not make a check for this because it's fine.
Because otherwise I'll just burn through my second and first level slots.
What are you asking?
Okay. So let me just refresh my memory. I can ask 3 questions, right? 1,
3
2,
from that list, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to upcast this, if that's okay.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so I would like to know, is the creature good, evil, or neutral? I would like to know... wait,
okay.
I'll go through them all. Living or dead, because this way I'll know what level to cast it at. Currently charmed. Natural form. Cursed. And diseased, which is 6. No, I can't do that. It would be... I'll ignore the natural form, then it'll be 5, and I'll cast that at 4th level.
Okay, so... This is very weird casting of the spell, because as you're casting it, it's like the information is actively changing, if that makes sense. So, for the good, good, neutral, or evil, you see it is going from evil actively moving towards neutral. What was the other one?
Sorry, I've just closed it down. It was...
good, neutral, evil. Is a creature living, dead, or undead?
Living, dead, or undead, yeah?
Living.
Okay. Currently charmed.
No.
Cursed.
As you're casting it, it is a yes, but it is actively weakening.
I also learned the nature of the curse.
Yeah, so it was a version of the Curse of Periphalon.
Diseased as well. Is she diseased?
No.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to retcon that and spend a 5th level slot then, because you said something that piqued my interest. I don't know if you'll let me do this. Use my last 5th level slot to find out whether or not this creature is appearing in its natural form.
I will say, as you cast a spell, no, but you can see that there are physical changes to her as she is in this sort of scenario. Like, she's physically losing some of that frostiness, for lack of a better word.
So she's turning into cornflakes instead of frosting.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So, I mean, okay, so what we've learned is that she was cursed, is no longer, is flitting between evil and neutral, and I reiterate this, she's alive, she's flitting between evil and neutral, not currently charmed, currently in a natural form, even though things are physically changing on her, currently cursed, the Curse of Periphalon, but that curse is receding, and there was no disease, right?
Mhm.
Okay. I pass that on. But he's more interested currently in the woman over there, so.
Yeah.
Just to confirm, is the curse actively receding, or is it kind of like the evil neutral thing? Is it bouncing between the two? Does it look like it's a
no,
battle
the
between the
curse-
It's like
two, or is it
Cassian's
actually
hairline actively receding.
Wow.
actively receding?
I mean, to be fair, Archon's hairline's probably going to recede before Cassian's.
What are you on
It's not
about?
there yet, though.
Look at his
Not there
new
yet.
do. Look at his new do.
Yeah.
I'm not saying
insane.
I'm not saying it's receding now. I'm saying it probably will recede before Cassian's, because Cassian's a half elf and Archon's a.
Archon's gonna live forever.
like-
It's gonna become a
Okay.
lich. This is his whole character arc.
Okay, sure.
Have you
Sure,
ever
buddy.
seen a lich with hair?
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
All Lich, they have skull faces.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
doesn't mean
hair.
he doesn't have hair. I've
What?
got this guy's self. I can have as much hair as I want.
Okay, it's not.
Or
It's
shouldn't
not
we just
real
gonna buy
hair.
a wig?
Look, loads
Yeah,
of them have
just
got
gonna buy
hair.
a wig.
Just Google lich with hair. There's loads of them.
If I Google, if I Google Lich with hair, of course it's going to show me someone with hair.
Like, it's not like, yeah.
But if I Google
There you go.
Lich,
Also, like, there you go. I mean, that's not a great picture.
That's a very receding hairline.
Yeah, admittedly, it's quite receding.
yeah, you're not arguing the point. You're actively arguing kind of against yourselves. They have beards sometimes, but not like
yeah, they do have
heads.
beards. Yeah, Archon doesn't suit a beard.
But yeah, so you watching?
Hair? It looks like he's got pubes on his head.
Oh God!
It looks like an old onion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Over the next 3 minutes or so,
Archon's hair dramatically
yeah,
changes.
you watch as Mara goes from this like frozen shell of a person to 1 moment, please. Yes, and I'll make this image up, add it again, and move it so you can see it a bit bigger.
That's-
There you go.
She is
I
samurai.
don't know, but I think of what's it called, Iggy Starlight.
Iggy Stardust, yeah.
Yeah.
David Bowie as a samurai. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Just
That's
FYI,
dope.
Archon would very much recommend that you don't take the manacles off. Do with it what you will, just don't take the manacles off.
But yeah, so she, that ice seems to fully leave her as her eyes shoot open, and for the first time in about 850 years, Mara looks through her own eyes again, and you watch as the ice sort of in this area, not just around her, but in this entire area, begins to slowly start to melt.
Spring is here.
I need to roll a dice. Second before I start doing things. Oh, that's too many dice. Okay. But you see, she looks bleary-eyed, and as she turns to see all of you, and she has this very ashamed look on her face, if maybe that's the best way to put it. She looks very... There's definitely a mix of emotions there, and she does not know how to feel them.
Nothing to be ashamed of. You didn't actually hit us. You decided to hesitate every single time.
Imagine Sarden being the first person you meet after 800 years. Right, put me back.
Just kill me now.
Stop eating the stuff. Yes?
Are you alright?
I'm... here. I don't know if I'm alright.
I'm sorry if that was distressing. I didn't know what else to do, and I assume that I still have the effigy.
Yeah.
Was it gone? Was it like...
No, you still have it.
Okay. I found... Oh my god! Sorry. I found this recently, and it's all I could think to use, and it seemed to have worked. I'm Maeve, by the way. I'm not sure if you remember anything from before.
She shakes her head. Only pieces. You... She, like, smiles. You look a bit like... Maeve.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry about manhandling you.
He sort of turns to look at Sidon and shrugs a bit.
It was,
Says-
no, it was either that or I punched him in the face, and I didn't think Maeve wanted me to do that. So
Sorry, there was such a clear moment there where she was like looking at Maeve and be like reminiscing, and then Sidon was like, "Sorry about manhandling you" in the background.
she looks at and shrugs and says, "Don't worry. Either way, I've been through worse
I've been
than
manhandled
that.
before.
I did almost say that, but it felt very weird. I've been through worse. Don't worry. Sorry, I'm very overwhelmed.
I'm gonna offer her
I'm going to give you some
from
space.
from my water skin. I don't know if that helps.
I'm going. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
It's fine.
She takes the water skin. You see her hand is like shaking, as she takes a small drink from it.
I'm going to tap Drac and Cass, and I'm just gonna say, yo, I think we should just give some space here, let them catch up. Maybe catch up with Artron, see what he's doing with the frozen woman on the other side of the place.
Says the
Land.
guy who says sorry for handling you like a second ago. But yeah, I get your point.
Yeah, no, it felt like there was a lulling conversation, so I just wanted to chime in with something to make sure there wasn't like a big long pause there, and it felt really awkward. And now I think we should give some space to make sure that awkwardness goes away.
You are the awkwardness. Maybe move
Yeah,
away.
I was gonna say that.
Finger guns.
Slab says that as he walks past you. Slab will follow.
Nice
Are
art.
you coming,
Archer.
Cass, or
Have
are
you,
you
like,
staying?
done that art yourself with a hat and stuff?
Yeah, I'm fairly confident. Like this girl's dead, so I'm making a frosty snowman out of it. But we'll get to
I will just say,
they're
as
talking.
yeah, go on.
He's not really doing this. Obviously, this is James doing this. Whilst they're talking, Artron will. This is just a weird name. He will cast a spell, Scrutinize, again, and when we come round to it, he will have also tried to identify the, if there's any particular magics and stuff on her. But I will upcast it as well. But we'll come around to that in a moment.
But yeah, you see Mara sort of begins to try and shakily stand up.
I'll help her.
As
I trip her over.
Well, she's still manacled, right? She will need help.
Yeah. And tied with rope. So it's basically got no movement in her limbs. But yeah, she stands up and sort of begins to like take a few proper breaths and says, "This is all very strange. So you're Maeve. You said something to me while I was like that."
I said a few things. I told you I'm your great-granddaughter. Is that what you're referring to?
She nods and gives a smile. Well, it's God, I'm old. This.
So is this? I'm not right. I don't know if I'm being really stupid here.
Mhm.
This is Stamina's grandmother.
Yes.
Don't think she'd have met her.
No, she wouldn't have.
Okay, so I'm not going to say what I was going to say. Don't worry, I'm nothing like my mother. But you've not met my mother, so that's besides the point. I have so many questions, and
Yes,
I don't want
so
to
do I.
overwhelm you. The first and most important one is, and I'm just going to point to Krissa, the statue.
Mhm.
Do you remember what happened?
I remember enough of what happened. I don't feel good about it.
Well, as I can tell, you weren't in control of yourself, so I'm sure whatever it wasn't necessarily your doing. Don't worry, we've been through a lot of situations like this, believe it or not. People under the influence of something out of their control. So I'm not judging you at all.
So, Audra, what do you think of this?
It's-
Two people who have actually been under the influence.
Yeah.
She sort of looks down at the ground and says, I hope she'll be all right. Chris will be all right. This is a really weird question. What year is it?
What year is it?
1510.
1510.
Oh.
Yes, I believe you've
Wow.
been here for quite a while. It's been 25 years Chris came here.
Fuck, I missed my dentist appointment.
I left the stove on. Wow. It's been a very long time. He's gone then, isn't he?
I assume so?
You are wearing his cloak, so. Sorry, this is all a lot. It's good to meet you. So I don't really know what to say.
You don't have to say anything. How do you feel? Do you feel your sickness is gone?
Think so. I feel very cold, but not in the
Yeah.
the I'm gonna hit you way. Cold is in the God, it's really chilly in here.
I mean, I shouldn't speak for everybody, but they've done it enough times. Would you like to leave with us? I can take you to Gethin.
Yes,
Okay.
but we need to make sure Chris is
we need
alright
to-
before.
Yes. Could you tell me what happened that you remember? See if there's a way that we can figure out how to undo
well-
whatever was done.
She, I think, came in through the same way you did, and similarly, I think I attacked her, and I think I froze her.
Mhm.
Don't know what to do specifically. And as she is speaking, for those who are, I'm going to delete Icy Wiener. For those who are near Chrissa, you can see the ice beginning to melt around
so sorry.
her. It's fine. And I mean, to be honest, you can see that ice melting around this entire chamber. And if it's been about 5 minutes or so, you can sort of see it's like partially less frozen, and you can see some of the color. I say color is returning to Chris's skin. You can tell as it's melting that her skin is grey, which Gethin's skin is grey. You can make that assumption. It will clearly take her a little more time to unfreeze, but she seems to be unfreezing, and will be unfrozen at some point relatively soon.
With
We
the
should probably head
scrutinized,
over. Sorry, go on.
So Mara says, can someone untie me?
Oh yeah, I'll do that, and then I'll
Okay, thank you.
walk over because I don't want Chrissa to unfreeze and just see a bunch of people staring at her.
Oh yeah, James, what were you gonna say?
Well, I'm going to scrutinize. Similar, but I'm going to try and keep it to 3 because I'm rapidly getting through spell slots, but not learning anything valuable. Is she cursed? Is she
No.
dead? And is she diseased?
No, no, and no.
Okay. And as Mara's coming over, have you removed the manacles?
Can I remove
just
the
the
manacles?
You need
I
to
would
make a
say
DC 25 Arcana
I will
check.
say it is a check to remove them.
I probably wouldn't then. I'd probably leave it up to somebody who's
Yeah,
capable of doing it.
she's walking over with her hands in the manacles.
But I
sort
would
of sheepishly.
I would tell you guys that I don't believe she is a threat and that you can take them off.
I had an idea to maybe help unfreeze Chrissa a little bit quicker. And it involves me and Cass touching spear and staff.
I thought you were gonna say that you're gonna punch it.
No. But if Cass's staff is a staff of sunlight and my spear is a spear of sunlight, and they are godly, why not we just they give off a little
godly
bit of
hand
heat.
warmers.
Please
Yeah,
don't melt
so-
my sister.
Well, I think she's all right. It's like just the ice is coming off, and I think she's still alive according to Archer and Scrutinize. So if we just sort
I
of
can
tap,
also attempt divine intervention, but I don't know how effective that would be in the Fae.
Probably not.
but
And Nyx does say,
I would waste it.
if you want, I can just she just puts her she obviously isn't close enough. Just puts her hand out. I'm really warm.
That is
So
true.
I
Nick's
could
also really
just
warm.
you know.
For a hug.
Well,
All three of us do it, and she'll be unfrosted in like 2 seconds.
Oh god.
Genius idea.
Just want to be
You
clear
never-
that you're using Solista as a 3-bar heater, and it's fine. But I tried to read a book and was blind for a week.
You're supposed to let oh god,
So
I don't
let's
want to say
know
the
what I'm
phrase
like.
meat because that sounds awful. But you're supposed to let it thaw at room temperature, otherwise you're gonna
You're
cause
gonna
problems.
cook part of a
Yeah.
microwave this poor woman. Yeah.
Oh god.
Well, okay. Over the next, because I will tell you, it'll take about 10 more minutes or so for her to unfreeze. Is there anything else you guys are doing?
I'm dropping my concentration on warding bonds.
I would like to scrutinize Mara one final time.
Okay.
I will tell her what I'm doing,
Oh.
so she has the option to willingly fail it.
Yeah, she will choose to willingly fail it.
Cool. Mainly focusing on good and evil, charmed, and
That's a weird one.
sorry.
So I'll say, So I'll say
Sorry.
her alignment. I'll give you her alignment.
Actually,
is
I'm
neutral.
actually not bothered about her
I
armor.
lied.
Actually, so it's currently charmed, natural form, and cursed.
She is not currently charmed. She is in her natural form, and she is not cursed
At all. No curse.
at all.
So where has the curse gone?
I assume into the stone. Into the effigy, rather.
Okay, I'll remove the manacles and we'll ask if you're okay with me identifying the...
You definitely can. I don't want you to use all your spell slots. Is it a
It's a ritual. I'm out
Okay,
of second level
yeah.
slots now anyway, so...
Okay.
While Archeron does that, am I able to... I mean, I don't know what good it's going to do because I'm Sidon, but can I look at the big glowing ice ball over here and see if it's doing anything? Like, I want to say touch it, but I know people don't like it when I just touch random things.
I mean, if you
But I
want
kinda
to,
wanna
if
just touch
you,
it.
Sidon, wants to make me an Arcana check, I can give you some information.
This is going to be hilarious.
Yeah, well,
That one.
18. Wow.
That's crazy, by the way, on the second roll.
Yeah. So, son, you speak. What languages do you speak?
Celestial, Common, and Primordial.
Okay. So this appears to be in a language you don't understand the language, but you can tell that some of these are on this big, cold-looking orb. It appears to be there are conjuration runes on it, and to your outside an understanding, it seems to be like almost the heart of this chamber, meaning if this thing was destroyed, you assume it. How do I? Let me go back slightly. This appears to be the heart of this chamber, and I mean, you got a drawn 18, which is pretty good.
Impressive.
Yeah. This, because you can tell this is the heart of this chamber, you can assume that this is some sort of like pocket plane. And you guess that if this thing was destroyed, then the pocket plane might be destroyed as well.
Right. So to my understanding and how I think this works, this orb here is the primary heart of the chamber, kind of like the heart in a man. And if you were to hit it right and break it, the entire thing will collapse, essentially killing the plane of existence that we're in. It's not the real plane, but it's like the pocket plane.
Mm-hmm.
Should we be doing that, well, inside? I don't think that's a smart idea.
I don't think that the plane itself is the problem.
No, but at least we know that it is more of a pocket plane and not really like the elemental plane of ice or something.
Mm.
This is like Feywild adjacent.
Does that mean we're in the grey?
No. So if you were, I would have said the grey.
I do want to
Yes,
ask, while she's still thawing,
Mhm.
I want to ask Mara what she's. I'll say it in Maeve's voice. Mara, do you remember Malik?
I know the name. I could probably pick him out of a crowd.
So Malik is the Archfey.
Yes, of course. Yes.
He is the one who was able to put you in here.
Mm-hmm.
I purely wanted to ask in case he had done anything to you over the time you've been here. He's, as it turns out, not very nice. So I just wanted to check.
The only time I recall seeing him was when this room was made and I was put in it.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I don't recall him doing anything.
Okay, good.
Yeah, over the next 8 to 10 minutes, the two things happen, but they happen at the same time. You watch as this room goes from a harsh, icy, very cold room to, as I think Wu said before, spring.
Ooh.
And at a very similar time, you watch as the statue that is Krissa unthaws, and as it does, you watch as she goes, "No, don't!" What? Looks around, very confused.
Hi.
What's up?
I gotta do a different voice now.
I think Maeve is like trying not to cry. Probably, like
I'm
the
gonna
best way
go,
to describe it.
Hi? What the fuck? What?
This is probably going to be a
Let's make this
lot.
token bigger so you can see her.
Oh.
Very nice.
This is probably going to be a lot to take in, so I'm going to apologise in advance. I'm Maeve,
Okay.
and I'm your sister.
Oh,
Yes,
that's hi. And she immediately she okay. She looks very very tired.
Yeah.
But she immediately looks more excited.
Yeah.
As you say that. And says, "Okay, so he had another one."
Yeah, do you know how long you've been here?
The last thing I remember is I was this room was very cold, and well, I was freezing, both figuratively and literally. And then I remember not being cold and seeing all of you guys. So no, I have no idea.
Okay, I'm gonna like take her over to like where the steps are.
Mhm.
Just like sit her down.
Okay.
Yeah. Just
Yeah,
so
we
she's
run a bear
sat
montage
down.
and explain everything.
Yeah, just sit her down and then sit on the step next to her. It's okay. So I only recently found out that I was your sister. I've known about you for pretty much my whole life. But you've been missing for about 25 years.
Oh,
And
that's a bit annoying.
yes, and Gethin... I assume the two of you were quite close. It hit him quite hard. And he's...
That's fair, yeah.
Yeah, and he doesn't have any idea that I've come here to try and find you, which I'm sure is going to bite me on the arse.
Nah.
But I found you. I did it. We did it. These are my friends, by the way. Oh god, this is a lot. Whew.
Up.
Sorry, this is...
See, as Chris is looking around, she like, gives a wave to everyone, gives like the nod to Mara, and just continues to like wave to everyone else.
Maeve's like
Hello, Mara.
both panicking and like overjoyed, and I don't know the best way. I don't know what the word is to describe that emotion, but she's like, "Oh shit! Oh god, this has finally hit me! Oh my god! Ah!"
Does Maeve look extremely happy?
Do you know when somebody's really happy but they're also like trembling? It's like she's having a massive adrenaline rush, but she's also really nervous to see Gethin's reaction, and obviously very stressed about Malik, and it's like this big jumble of emotions. But this is probably the first time that she's looked happy in quite a while.
Is this the most emotion she's ever shown the party? Like, she's been emotional with the party, but like, is this like, because she, or at least how I always envisioned it, she seemed to be rather distant until Sidon does something, and then she gets angry at Sidon. But
yeah, so
that emotion is a very different type of emotion.
Yeah, so you guys would have seen her having strong negative emotions like anger and like stress and stuff. I think this is the first time there's like joy, like actual outward excitement, that she's like almost doesn't give a shit that you're all watching her freak out. But she's like, she's sitting on this step, and then she like stands up, walks around, sits back down. She's like, oh god, I don't know what to do with myself.
Calm down. I'm not going anywhere.
Yes, sorry.
Not gonna let you live this down, Maeve.
Shut up, Sidon. There's a lot happening at the moment. I should ask. I asked Mara, do you remember speaking with Malik when you got here?
I do, yeah.
Could you tell me how that went?
I mean, I came to the castle, and I asked to see where Mara was, and he was like, where you can go and see Mara, but it's very dangerous, so do it at your own risk. And she does like the hand movements and does fully pretends to be Malik. And And I was like, oh, don't worry, I'm strong. I'll be fine. And he was like, okay, if you insist. So then he teleported us down to the hold and opened the portal. And then I went in. And then you know the rest.
And the one thing I'm not 100% sure about is why did you want to come here?
Well, I mean, the main thing was kind of curiosity. I've known Mara for a while.
Mhm.
And I knew she was trapped, or not trapped. I knew she couldn't, do anything. She didn't have her own faculties. So I thought that maybe if I went, I could do something to help her. I was wrong. And then I ended up frozen. It just felt, I knew she was here, and it felt a shame not to try and do something, because Dad was, he, didn't know what to do, and he didn't want to encroach, but I was like, I'll do it, and yeah, clearly didn't work very well.
I think when she refers to Gethin as Dad, there's like a very clear, like, oh, weird, like, look on my face. And I think that would be very obvious when she refers to him as their dad.
Mm.
Sorry, I'm still getting used to that.
You see,
when I say I
you get the sense her passive insight is not very high, so she barely noticed your reaction.
Yeah. when I say I only recently learned about that, I believe it was about 2 weeks ago. I think.
Probably. I don't know. Maybe about a week and a half. I'm not actually entirely sure.
Yeah.
Well, that must have been a shock.
Yes, well, considering I've known him since I was about 4 or 5 years old.
Wow, that must have been a very shocking. Shocking.
Yeah, I will very briefly explain the story, give her the tea. I'm not going to do it though because everyone's already heard it so many times.
Do you tell her about shooting him in the face with an Eldritch Blast?
Oh yeah. I'd make that bit I'd act it out as I'm saying it. I'd be like, yeah, I shot this Eldritch Blast right at his face, right at his smug
Yeah,
face.
like this.
Straight flying. Right on his ass.
Everyone else is shaking their head like, for fuck's sake, mate.
So you're Alina's granddaughter then? That's strange. Sorry, it's strange because I knew Alina. She was like, that's right, strange. She was like a sister to me. She's.
Oh, does that mean you met Samina?
No, who's that?
Wait, how old is Maeve's mum then?
She's 50 something.
So she would have been like 20. Like she would have been 25.
Let me explain. So, basically, Alina I've not seen her in a very long time. Mara's and Vodor's daughter. She was in the Feywild for a while, along with me, and them, and Gethin, and Dad.
Oh, weird.
And a while ago, yeah, a few years before so about 70 years ago, I think, no, that's a lie, hold on. Sorry, I'm reading I was writing my notes wrong. So she's their kid, and a while ago, like we're talking, just under 700 years ago, she left the Feywild and we haven't seen her since. She wanted to, kind of cut ties a bit, which is it's fine. So then, I guess she gave birth to your mum, who then had you.
Yes. In a sense. This is a lot for
Yeah.
both of us, I assume. Would you like me to take you home now?
I would love to get out of this place. I mean, actually, this place is kind of nice now, but I really need to sleep.
Yes, of course.
I'm very tired.
I'm just trying to figure out how we get back. You see, we're kind of on Malik's shit list now. We may
I'm
have
gonna
said
kick
some
him in the
choice
nose.
things. We may have said some choice things. However, we don't want to go in guns blazing without telling Gethin that he tried to kill us.
That's
Because-
fair, I think.
Yes.
So...
Do you know of a way we could get
Yeah.
out of here quickly?
Hmm.
I mean, I could ask Sable, but I'm not sure. She'd know.
You see Mara sort of pipes up and says, I, might be able to get us out. We would need to leave this pocket plane first.
How quickly could you do it once we're out?
I do have a quick question.
Mhm.
So we know, or at least we could assume, Malik didn't know that we beat his elemental in his other room because
We
nothing
assumed.
happened. We assume, and we only assume. Oh well, I only assume that because nothing happened to that plane, right? But
Mhm.
this is and if the implication is right, and that chamber is in the Feywild, and Tia managed to teleport someone out of that chamber, and then they upgraded it to stop that happening again, then that's a physical location. This is a pocket plane. Now, I'm not 100% on this. Artron can back me up, but pocket planes are usually created by someone, right? So if this pocket plane was made by Malik, he may know that it has been defrosted.
Perhaps, but I mean, there's no way of us knowing.
Well,
That's
I
why
might-
I'm wondering how
What
quickly we
I'm,
can...
yeah.
I mean, at once, it's been a very long time since I've used any really of my powers.
My only worry is if we exit the pocket plane and he's just waiting out there, tapping his smarmy foot. Which if he is, I'm kicking him in the nose. I've said it already like 4 times. It's happening. I made the promise now.
Well, I don't think there's a way of us knowing without going that round. So I think, I mean, if we want to stay here, we can. It seems a bit.
I don't.
I don't
Yeah.
want to stay here.
Don't give me
I can
good vibes.
try and get us out. I can at least I can try and get us together. And it might take me a bit of time, 10 minutes.
Okay.
So, 10 minutes in here, or do we have to exit here?
We'd have
and
to be
then 10
outside.
minutes?
risk it
All right.
for a biscuit, as they say. I don't
I
know.
What are we doing
This-
about
I don't have
the people
very-
here we've made?
We'll be coming back for them. I want to tell Gethin what's happening here so that we'd go about it the proper way. Because if we go in and fight Malik and even if we manage to put him down, we don't have the proof to back us up, and we could be committing atrocities.
Well, with
Whereas
there's the
if we-
Ice Queen who could back us up, and she's got allies.
Well, yes, but also she's working out. She's, in hiding. We need.
What about the creatures, the other creatures in the hold? What if
Well, this
in
is-
each room there is someone in a similar position as Mara has been?
Then I think the best course of action is to take him down properly and then go about helping the people once he's being dealt with. But I
Carissa does
think
say, Carissa does say, or we could, just go and look at his stuff.
Yeah.
Never mind.
No, I like Chris's plan. Let's go touch all of his shit. That'll be funny.
That's not what I said. I said, look.
Yeah, but I say
no,
we move
hang on,
everything
Simon.
1 inch to the left and it'd be hilarious.
Listen, no offense, Carissa. I just met you. I don't want to make a bad impression, but you did walk in here and get frozen for 25 years.
That's
So
fair. Yeah.
maybe we just have a think before we rush into anywhere. I
very,
know that there are laws and there are rules and there are certain things that Archfey should not do.
Yeah, but we're not Archfey. Sorry.
No, but
Sorry.
Oh my god, I think this person, she understands me. We're gonna get along swimmingly. This is
no.
incredible.
Why have you done this to me? I can
Keep my mouth shut. Sorry.
I'm pretty much alone in this thinking. So if you guys want to go to Malik or into the other pocket planes, then that's what we'll do.
Well, if it's
That's not what.
at least this is my
No.
thoughts about it. If it's more people cursed, like these two, and not at all suddenly points at the two previously cursed ladies, is it our responsibility to see them breed?
Yes. But
Obvious, but
right,
nothing
here's
to
what I'm trying to explain. Malik is an archfey. There are certain things that he is supposed to do. And he's going against... He's supposed to protect this court. He is in charge of protecting this court, and he is not doing that. And not only that, but he neglected to check if Chrissa was even alive for 25 years, and then sent us to our death for challenging him. He is trapping innocent creatures. There must be a way that we can take this to the other Archfey and try and get the support to take him down properly. If we rush in and attempt to kill him, we're going to end up in the same boat we were in a few hours ago, or we're going to end up facing the wrath of the rest of the Archfey for interfering. If we take them the proof that we have, there's a good chance that they will come in and help.
Just to play devil's advocate here, Maeve, and not to disagree with you at all, because I agree with what you're saying, but if you look at what Malik has done, he's positioned himself very well. He's done what the other Fae have asked him, and everything he's done, he could say, is in protection of his realm. And taking it a step further, Chris, correct me if I'm wrong, you would have heard that Mara was placed in the Convoker's hold by Gethin. Malik could argue that Gethin sent his daughters here as a casus, what's the Latin for cause for war? Casus bellum. Casus belli, where you create a reason to invade. His daughters being held here when he would have known full well of the power of the curse of Belor, sorry, and well, you've seen that he's the Archfey are renowned for wanting to increase their foothold, so it'd be very easy for Malik to spin that as the unwanted children of Gethin being used as pawns for an invasion from the other Archfey.
I was actually going to genuinely, and it's insane, I was actually going to say the exact same thing as Archeron.
Oh, it's a stupid idea then, don't worry about it.
No, but genuinely, what could happen is throw the entire Feywild into chaos, into war. Do we want the Feywild itself to be wrapped into war where courts are now fighting for power, it will turn order into chaos. The center of the Feywild is called order, right? I'm not making that up.
Yes. Mara says, I think both are correct. I feel that we should take some time, at least a day, to reconfigure ourselves. I guess maybe I'm just saying that for myself because I don't know what's happening. But I think we should take a day to breathe. Looks to Maeve. Tell Gethin what has happened. I'm sure he'll want to see you and Chrissa. And then maybe before anything's done about it, people come back to see if they can learn anything else. But alert people and take a rest day before doing anything rash.
We do have a person, if we leave the Convoker's hold, who can get us underground and back into the realm with the Ice Queen. I'm sure they would be fine housing us for one more day.
If you think that, then perhaps
I'm just under the impression that Gethin has not seen Chrissa for 25 years.
That's what I was going to say.
And if we were to wait a day before taking her back, that's just... I don't know. I don't...
I think we should go to the Court of Shades and rest. I need to figure things out. And I'm pretty sure I can get us there, maybe with the points to the effigy that Maeve has. With that, I think I can use it to get us there.
Did Archeron identify that, by the way?
Yeah. So I think with Identify, you get the description of the magic item. And I don't think you get anything else. You get the description of the magic item. You don't sense any curse or anything on it.
Okay, good.
Well, the curse just kind of
What's the description of the magic item?
Oh god. Yeah.
So it hasn't fundamentally changed in any way?
No.
So where's this curse gone?
just
You don't know.
to the ether.
I'm really cagey about this, taking this thing out of here. I was going to dump it in the lake and leave it in here.
It's
Just put it in this one. No, not Mara, just the effigy.
No, I mean the effigy is a magic item.
Yeah, I know, but like, it's this curse of Periphalon is like.
Yeah, but it's not in the item.
Yeah, so what's it done with it? We've arrived. We could have arrived, stood at 30 feet, not had a conversation, and chucked that thing at this woman's head, right, and sorted it. But
yes,
where's the curse gone? What's happened to this curse that was so dangerous that the Archfey had to lock this woman up for 800 years and thought that was a reasonable reaction to it? Something that couldn't be sorted with wish.
I don't know.
Yeah. So this is why I'm like. That's why I'm really cagey about it. Like, this is why I wanted to make sure they were like in the natural forms.
It is linked to the Shadowfell, right?
Yeah, I think it is a matter. I think it is a matter of overthinking. Genuinely, this is an item we picked up. Let's be honest.
We found it in a fucking field. You know what I mean?
We found it very luckily on an excursion, on a detour that we didn't have to take. If we didn't take that detour, we wouldn't have this item, and we may not have been able to cure Mara of this because we didn't have this item.
Yeah,
This
but
could have
what
been
I'm saying
the
is,
only
right,
item that
it's
secured it.
so there's no, like, it's, you know, where's the power gone? Like, what's happened to it? If it was as simple as tapping it with a rock, like, even if it's a very special rock, like, you know, I mean, there's a step missing. I don't know whether I'm overthinking it, what, but there's a step missing.
Sure.
It. My thoughts were to just like to leave it in here because that's why I said, like, I'm surprised when there's no substantial change to it, because like, you know, is this like the, you know, the panacea? Do we just like put it on a stick or tie it to porridge and he goes around flying over every lich and it baps him on the head?
I will say, James, you are somewhat overthinking it. It was a combination of various factors, is the best word, that caused everything in here to work. Essentially, Maeve being who she is, it was the time Mara was in here. It was the fact that you managed to basically remove all ways for her to get out, Mara, to get out and use magic. It was the fact that Maeve had the cloak that, you know, was Mara's husband's. And then the effigy was basically the conduit for the removal of this. You don't know whether, you know, removing this will have any consequences down the line, but in this room, I will tell you that there is the only trace of the curse in this room is the ice coin that Archeron has
I
and
don't
the
have it.
memories. Do you know?
No, I gave it to.
Oh, it's in the back of it. Yeah.
No. I gave it to Torai. Look after.
Oh yes, you did. Sorry, ignore me then.
Yeah.
The only, what did I say? The only essence of the curse in this room is the memories you made along the way. If that's the best way to put it.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I'll give it back then.
I don't know what to tell you, man. But we'll say Cressa looks sort of around the room and says, "The only issue is that the way out is now underwater, so we might have to swim or wade a bit."
We can all breathe underwater.
They can't.
I can.
I mean,
You can if you give me
it's,
10 minutes and cast a
it's
ritual.
not. It's not deep. It's just. I mean, I hope you guys aquaphobic. Is that the right word?
I think it's the right word, and no.
As long as it's not open waters, it's fine by me.
Okay. Well, I think let's
So
get
what's the
out of
plan?
here.
Are we going to the Court of Shades?
Mara
I think
says,
so.
if there aren't any objections, I would like to go to the Court of Shades. If there are no objections, that's where I'm going to go, and I would hope at least some of you would follow me. I don't really know this dynamic.
Just to make sure, we go to the Court of Shades, and then we rest up, we talk about our plan, we tell Geffen, and then we teleport back here.
I don't know, that's up to you.
I don't want to leave these people, some of which are suffering, and
Would you like me
maybe
to go?
even on the cusp of rebellion.
Would you like me to go with Crissa and Mara and bring Geffen back? If he'll come. I'll go, explain the situation. If he refuses to help, I will come back and...
What if he can't?
We'll
What
figure it out.
if Malik closes borders because of the perceived threat from the Court of Shades?
Then you'll all be here. I'll just miss out. I need to get Crissa back. I'll have to figure out the rest.
That I understand. That I do understand. And I'm happy to go with you to the Court of Shades. I just don't want to. I don't want it to be
It's
like
not
we walk
my
across
intention to
order.
leave. It's not my intention to leave any of these people here. I want to get Torai and I've forgotten every other person's name. Jesus fucking Christ.
The Ice Queen.
The Ice Queen and
Tess.
Tess.
Tia is her
Tia.
name.
Tia. Callie.
Ali,
Everyone.
Damiel. No, Damiel.
No, not
Damien.
Damiel.
Never Damiel.
Damien.
Damien, and I think he's fine doing his own thing.
Yeah, I don't know if Damien's a good idea. However,
Yeah,
the
we
rest
will
of
get
Working
the
up
most
Souls
important
left, right, and
person.
centre.
Listen,
Simon.
we came all of this way because I wanted to save Krissa. And we found these people along the way, and I also want to save them. If this, Mara and Krissa being here and me wanting to get them out does not prove that I want to help people, I don't know.
That's not what
will.
we're saying.
No,
No,
I'm
that's
just
not what
saying.
that's not
I'm
what I
giving you
said
my
this time.
word. We will
Yeah.
not leave these people here. I want to come back. I want to help them, whether that's with Gethin or not. But I just think it's right that he knows what's going on here.
I'm fine with that. I just wanted to make sure the logistics, if it was like a teleport out, teleport back, or teleport out and then walk over order.
I don't
or
know.
however long.
We won't know until.
If we out, if we're in the Court of Shades, I can probably make a portal here, or someone could. That's there. If it's not me, it could be someone else.
Okay. As long as we can get skip over that order journey and get back there immediately. Like, obviously after a day of rest. But yeah, let's get to at least safety right now.
Yeah.
We can discuss logistics after.
Is everyone alright with this?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So slap.
Mm.
So yeah, you all head. You sort of get to the edge of this water, and you pull up your trousers a bit, and you walk through the water to where this circle was. And when you all get there, the portal is like, it's not fully open, but sort of with a very simple bit of sort of like conjuration type magical words. The portal reopens, and you all step through back to the Convoker hole, where I'll just get rid of the portal. The portal, as you all step back through, does sort of vanish. This magic is whoever made that noise, as the sort of energy of it is expelled for the moment, I guess. And then you see Mara immediately begins to set up a small ritual over the course of 10 minutes or so. She does a few things. She uses the effigy in the center of it as a sort of a spell focus or something. And he sort of in the snow writes some runes and says some things in Umbral.
Sorry to interrupt. While she's doing that, can I go and have a look at this fortress?
What's her?
The fortress, whatever it was down there.
Yeah, I want to join Artron on that just while they're doing that setup.
I'll show you the map.
I want to.
Just want to see what it is.
Yeah, I also want to see what it is. I also want to keep my eyes open just in case any guards are on their way through. I know they said that the guards probably won't come through. I just want to make sure that is the case.
I'll just show you the map.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
so it's
pretty
a big structure, sort of sits, about 200 feet away, that has a lot of, various...
Is that our bro ice giant?
No, it's a different guy. I already had one ice giant token. But yeah, you see, various soldiers and stuff that are guard, looking around the area and making sure no one's trying to get in. You guys are probably over here somewhere. But yeah, you see that, and I assume you're probably like, I'm gonna walk away.
Fuck this shit.
It's a cutscene from Baldur's Gate 3.
A lot of enemies, yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, you know what? There's a lot of guys, and yeah, we're kind of tapped. But yeah, so you walk back over to the gang just as Mara is finishing her spell.
Has the portal completely vanished? The one that I created
Yes.
when we first arrived. How long was it been since we walked through it? Like initially?
It was. I will say it was about half an hour, maybe 45 minutes.
Okay. And has the charge disappeared from this room here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me find the map. Where are we? Coat of Shades. Remember. But some of these maps are so old. Yeah. As you all step through Mara's basically teleportation circle, you walk through and find yourselves back in the familiar chamber of Gethin's throne
Oh my
room.
god,
within-
look at the bloody look at the tokens.
I know, right? Within Umbra, and because I've just looked at the time, we'll take a break there. Jesus Christ. Okay, so jumping back in, you guys have just teleported to the Court of Shades after managing to free Mara from her curse and rescue Krissa from being frozen in carbonite. Like Han Solo. And yeah, so you've just teleported in, and you can see there was clearly some sort of maybe not meeting being held, but Gethin was talking. Okay, I have to do his voice. Gethin was talking to some of the people, and you sort of see as you appear, he was in the middle of a sentence, and then sort of looks in the middle of the room, sort of at first being very confused by the nature of the portal that's being made, because he's like, what the fuck? I kind of recognize what the fuck? And he sort of stands up in his very large chair, and oh god, his voice is gonna really hurt my throat. 2 of the 3 times I've done Gethin's voice, I've been slightly ill. And he says, oh, god, how's this gonna fucking hurt? What?
None of that came through.
No, good. No, it was me struggling.
If you really
Um,
can't do it, I would say
yeah,
just do it in your voice.
Just do a normal voice.
Okay, I'm just gonna
Just-
make the
just
voice
do
slightly.
to
Just make my voice
Elvis.
slightly lower. He goes, what? And sort of stands up
Surprise!
Sup?
and runs. I can't imagine him running. Don't know why. Yeah, he power walks down the stairs.
Does he have the staffs as well?
And he sort of steps. I mean, he's fucking tall. He steps over this railing and looks to all of the people who are standing here, and is confused, amazed, shocked. I don't know about how else to describe the words. What did... He's fully at a loss for words. Probably the
So-
first time most of you've seen.
I wanted it to be a surprise. Surprise. We went to the Court of Creation, and as you can see, we found Krissa and also Mara, and we managed to remove the curse.
Gethin's eyes are wide as he sort of slowly walks forward. As you said Mara's name, she gave the nod and like a not a salute, but like two fingers on the forehead and whatever.
I don't know why this seems really funny to me, because for Krissa it's been like a day.
Yeah.
It's been like, oh my god, it's been 25 years.
Chris is like, I saw you last week.
Yeah.
We watched
no.
a movie together.
Yeah. Watched that one movie. Oh, you mean that really old movie? But no, he walks forward to like here. Oh, not there. Here. Jesus, it's because his token's not 4x4, but it's almost. And you see Chris like sort of takes a step forward, and goes, "I'm back. It really didn't feel like that long, but I'm back." And she like shrugs, and he sort of puts one arm around Krissa and the other arm around Maeve.
Oh, okay.
And pulls the two of you into a hug. And just whispers, "Thank you."
Aww. I think she would at first be like, "Oh, this is weird," and then be like, "Oh," like just accept it.
Mhm. But after 30 seconds or so, he sort of takes a he has to stand up because he's fucking tall.
Mhm.
And sort of takes a step back and says, I don't know what to say. All of you did this, I assume not just for me, but words cannot describe
I
how
don't mean
thankful I am.
I don't mean to be rude or offensive, Gethin, but you're right. We didn't do it for you. We did it for Maeve, and there were maybe other extenuating circumstances that meant that we needed to go to the Feywild anyway.
Well,
but,
whatever the circumstances, I'm glad this has been the outcome. What do you all need? Anything?
I'm gonna look at Mara, because she was the one that was like, maybe wait.
Yeah. Mara then... I'm not gonna go through it all. Mara explains the circumstance, and describes, or probably asks you guys to chip in about what happened, about the conversations with Malik, to Gethin's.
Is there a way for me to replay the conversation to Gethin?
Not 1-to-1, no, but I mean you can describe
can.
it accurately enough, can you?
Yeah, I've got I can make a history check, but I can major image the whole conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was there via Yumi.
Oh yeah. I mean, if you want to use that spell, I'll allow it.
Yeah.
He just puts it to 1.5 speed, so you can it doesn't take 35 minutes.
Every time Malik speaks, this big flopping cock appears on his head. Oh, I don't know. This must be a glitch.
I mean, I know that Malik conjures things, but that's new for him.
That's a choice.
That's certainly a choice.
My only
I
concern.
mean, he really was a cockatool.
As they approach the end of it, I'll
Mhm.
chime in with what I was saying at the start. My only concern, Gethin, about launching any kind of official rebuke against Malik from this was, as I remember it, it may be coloured by my perceptions, by my emotions, memories, and thoughts. But as you can see, towards the end of the conversation, it became, even to me, obvious we were trying to get ourselves into a position of power over Malik, and he could argue quite rightly that we were trying to blackmail or intimidate him, and that any reprisals from any of the courts could be perceived as preemptive. This is what I'm concerned about. But
Yes.
we've made promises to people there. So I, for one, intend to return if I can.
Wow.
Yes, same here.
Yes, I think you are right, Archer, about that.
You
I
didn't
worry
preempt it.
war.
This wasn't planned, was it?
No, I mean, you're right about if we did anything, that it could be misconstrued as something worse.
I worry if war is brought to the Feywild, it could destabilize the entire fabric of this realm.
Yes,
you have a
it
realm
would.
called Order. Bringing chaos to Order sounds like a bad.
Well, here's
thing.
the thing. We've just shown you the proof. And we've told you of all the creatures and people he's abused and trapped. Surely if we were to take this to the other Archfey, they would agree.
I believe some would agree. However, since it is his court, and I mean, the other Archfey know that he has those chambers to hold things. I believe that if it was... how do I describe this? He has the right, if I can even say that, to do what he wishes within his court. And
my memory could have been modified. Now I assume it hasn't been, but I wouldn't be able to say that it hadn't been with any accuracy.
yes, any outward push could certainly be seen as influencing a different court, which is very frowned upon, and could definitely get, other Archfey, other Fey in general onto his side rather than ours. It's very tough.
And what if we, a bunch of outsiders from the material plane, were to go in and say, I'm not guaranteeing this is what happens, but say some random human from the material plane were to kick him in the nose and bring him down a peg, would that cause the other members of the Feywild, the Archfey from the Feywild, to join his side and against us, or would that just be looked on as something in his court and his responsibility to deal with?
Gethin sort of shakes his head and says, if I believe Malik is, out of all the Archfey, closest with... Hold on, I need to remember his name. Asim, the mystic, the Archfey of the Court of Elements. So he might have some issue with it, not for certain.
Was that evocation?
Yes, it is.
Right, okay.
So would he only have an issue with it because he's a mate and not because he's in like a defensive pact and
Yes, he might
someone-
have he might have issue with it if his ally, his friend, was killed, or stopped. Well, not stopped. That sounds strange. If he was brought down to a point where
Brought low.
you know what I mean.
if he was kicked in the nose by a random human from the beginning.
Yes, I mean he wouldn't pat you on the back and say well done. So he might have an issue with it. But for the most part, I believe the other Archway would see it as a internal conflict within the court and wouldn't do anything to you directly. They might have questions as to why, just in case you might threaten their power. If you're going around other courts doing the same thing, which I hope you wouldn't.
Well, we've only been to one other court other than the Court of Creation, and that was the Shapeweavers, and she was like fine with us. She even teleported us to Pyrrhus, so we've got allies in the other courts.
Yes. So Asim might have issue with it. But I believe on the whole, you would be all right. Though obviously the difficulty is dealing with him. He's not weak by any means.
What about me?
Sorry.
Being linked to you and this court?
It might have an impact, but I can't see it being.
Would it be seen similar to the blessing I have from the court of Shapeweavers?
I think it would be more direct than that. I can't foresee it having consequences that I couldn't stop. That I can talk my way out of, if that makes sense.
And obviously there's the option of going in, as Sidon so delicately put it, punching him in the nose.
Kicking,
sorry.
He's very
Big
tall,
difference.
you'd have to jump.
What? And I'm not... This is on strictly a... completely...
Hypothetical.
Yes, completely hypothetical note. What would you suggest would be a good course of action to take to help these people? Because I believe... I'm not fully aware of how these things work, but if there was a way to band enough people together to almost... It's not as if it's a vote for who the Archfey is, but if enough people were to turn around and say that they didn't want to follow him, would it simply be a case that those people would be banished from that court? Because if enough people were to not be there, he would have nobody to govern over or manipulate. So what would you do in this situation?
I honestly don't know. It's a very tough situation. Malik is smart. He is not going to leave himself in the open. And it's not like you could trap him anywhere. He's, a master of conjuration, so he'd be able to get out of most binds.
I have a quick question.
Mhm.
What is the... it's kind of a follow-up to what Maeve asked. If, say, a rebellion happened in his territory, an internal affair, as you put it, in his court, what would happen to the Archfey? How is an Archfey decided? Is it all internal, or is it chosen by destiny, or do they vote? How is that decided?
It depends. Depends on the court. I know that when the previous archfey of the Court of Shapeweavers vanished, or Oberon, I know that Ailani was voted in by the members of the court, because she was already someone of high esteem and was powerful. There hasn't been a new archfey of the Court of Creation for a long time, and I believe last time when Malik came into power, he filled the vacuum that was missing because the previous archfey was killed. This is a long time ago. The previous archfey was killed during the previous age. I don't remember by what. It wasn't my. I wasn't really looking. But the previous archfey was killed, and after an amount of time, Malik filled that power vacuum. So if there was another creature of enough power, they could take his place if the people wanted them to.
What if we potentially know someone who has been doing kind of guerrilla hit and run tactics, already has high standing, has a underground kind of safe haven, hypothetically, seems well standing, seems to have some decent power.
Well, hypothetically, it would make the second part of that plan a lot easier.
Ultron's going to mine a illusion, a pigeon, and it's going to start going coo, coo.
So could somebody, if somebody was to walk into your court, let's say, who here would you say is of your court is most respected aside from you?
Me.
And she's going to be around all of the people sitting. Yeah, but I'm thinking Sable.
Sable's like I don't want to say dog's body, but like
I don't know.
Like a nanny.
No.
No. I got the impression that she didn't she come to like meet us and walk through a swamp with us.
Yeah, but
but I always imagine that Sable's like. I always imagine like Sable's number one. I think she's like William Riker. You know, the captain gives the orders.
I got distinct Wesley Crusher vibes, but I could be wrong. I liked her. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't have expected Sable. I would have expected, like.
I think it's because Sable met Maeve and kind of took her under her wing.
Her skull.
Yeah, and so took a liking to Maeve, and that's why she lets Maeve get away with so much. But I think Sable is quite high up. She's been a part of the court for a very long time, and I think Gethin. I'm assuming this. I could be completely wrong, but I think Gethin sees her as like one of his closest allies.
Sable is well respected. There is also Redder, and he points to this tree-ant-looking guy over here. He is also well respected. Sorry, what was the rest of your question?
So, say one of these highly respected people in the court were to walk in and challenge you for your place. Is that a thing that could be done? If that person had enough backing behind them, enough people supporting them, would it be possible?
If they had enough backing, then sure. It's rare. But
it's possible.
I mean, anything's possible technically, but I guess so.
Then I think we have our plan. Possibly.
Anything from anyone else? I was just saying if anyone's gonna have a reaction before I spoke.
I think...
So,
We have
Go
the
ahead. Yes.
beginnings of a plan now.
I think it's probably a good idea to get as many people in the court behind this as possible. People who maybe have been overlooked by Malik as he's so busy doing whatever he's doing.
Hell yeah. This
We
is
have
what
the
I've been planning since I
strict-
got here.
Is that what they're called? Strict-born? Did I remember?
Yeah.
that right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Sorry. It took me a
we've
second.
got a
Let's
new
go.
name.
Yeah.
We got a new name for them. That just sounds a little bit better. A little bit easier to roll off the tongue.
Yeah.
Owl people. We met them
Yes.
2 sessions ago.
So
Yep,
we have the Strixborn. We have what? Oh,
Kali Tia.
I literally said the name a moment
Snake Eye.
before. Yes,
Toro.
Torai.
Okay.
God, we have
Torai.
Torai.
If we can break Torai out of the prison, we've got
I know this.
Tess.
This may sound like a very bad idea, Sidon, but it's sort of completely up your alley. Didn't the creature that you released say that if you called upon them, they could come to your aid?
Before we do
they
that,
said they wanted to fight. Yeah.
yeah, Gethin,
Well, not a
do you
fight.
know a creature called Damien?
I'll make a
Oh, good
check.
call. Potential eldritch horror, not necessarily an eldritch horror. Sunken eyes. When you look at it, you see a lot of shit. It's gross in there.
Potential eldritch horror. The name.
the horror
Yeah, I
lab.
met him last week.
Oh yeah, I
Walked
had
in.
drinks with him on Thursday. I mean, I've heard of potential eldritch horrors before. One named Damien sounds very weird.
Memorable. You'd have thought it would have
Or
if you'd have. The other question I have before we get distracted in the minutiae of planning a coup d'etat, the incursions, have they stopped? And when did they stop? And does that line up with my calendar here?
This is my Pepe Sylvia Charlie Day board. The incursions have stopped, at least in this court. I can't say for the others. I believe that lines up approximately, but there were never that many incursions here.
Agree to disagree. Remembering the snake.
Well,
okay,
not
that's
that
good to know.
many. That was
I
one.
was there for a long time, to my understanding.
I
Potentially.
just
It felt
don't
like a
remember.
long time.
I don't
I think
remember.
it appeared out of the shadows, so
Yeah, but it
I-
felt like it was always here.
I the DM cannot remember.
okay.
That was so long ago.
Well, you're
Yeah,
welcome. This is good.
Yeah, he says that sort of lines up approximately, and the incursions here have ceased. There hasn't been any more for however long. I can't think of time frame, like a week or so, 2 weeks. I don't remember.
No, it isn't that long. Since we broke the gate.
The portal, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like 4 days. Isn't
I
it?
think,
4 or 5
I think
days.
it's been about a week because you've been in the
We were in the
Feywild
city for a few days.
You're
as
in the
well.
city for 4 days, yeah.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, maybe about a week and a half. Yeah. I mean, I actually do have exact dates. I don't know why I'm not looking.
We just don't have time. So, we have allies. Damien, yes, he basically what he said is I can
10 days ago, if you're wondering. Got it. Cool.
Awesome.
Keep going.
he just basically said I need to think about him and he will willingly join us in a fight if I need him to.
Oh, that's convenient.
Yeah.
I'm not
he
sure if
also
a fight would be the way to go about it.
well
Possibly as somebody who could help gather allies who maybe would listen to him. I don't want to say intimidation.
I wouldn't trust him to gather allies. I would trust him, however, because he has a gear to grind with Malik in sending him after Malik. He openly basically said to me that he was going to go try and kill that guy. He was just biding his time for that.
Well, maybe it would be a case of if the coup didn't work, we could send him in, and then oops, oh no, the coup didn't work, but he's dead. So all of these people who are behind the hypothetical person, oh look, they're now the new Archfey. Maybe as like a plan C.
Would Ilani be amenable, do you think, to assisting us in this?
Um,
Do we want to bring in other Archfey?
Well, it was more... Well, the more support we have, if there are negative ramifications, the more friendly faces we have on the accusing side.
Yeah, I
Better.
mean, 2 Archfey is better than 1 Archfey. Just...
Yeah. Though I don't know if I'm
should we
just...
keep this hush-hush? He looks around at a room filled with about 20 people.
I think we should keep this between the immediate here. This should be the only Archfey we tell. I think if we... I think... Now, maybe I'm remembering Ilani wrong, but even though she was friendly, she did seem more insular, like she just really cared about her people. So I don't think she would be willing to, like...
I don't know, I liked her. I thought she was cool.
Oh, no, don't get me wrong. I loved her, but I think she is more of one of those more insular people instead of one of those people who would jump
at this
at this. I think it is more of a, she would look at this as an internal affair type of thing.
At this point, Chrissa will pipe up and say, "What about, I know you don't like me talking about her, openly. Dad, what about Mum?" And Gethin's like, he actively rolls his eyes slightly.
Sorry, what? What's going on here?
Oh, yeah, so... Points to
Funny
Gethin.
story.
Points to Gethin. Obviously, he's my dad. And my mum is, the Archfey of the Court of Enchantment. I say enchantment.
Okay.
Which,
I see.
wait, I need to figure out what
Right.
enchantment's actually called. Hold on. I can't remember. Charms.
Isn't it like a
There we
moor
go.
or something like that?
The Archfey of the Court of Charms. That's it.
Oh,
How do I say that name? Ilindra? That sounds weird. That's calling parents by first name feels weird.
Can you spell that for me?
Yeah. ILY
Yeah.
NDRA. Ilindra.
Yeah.
I mean, she might help. I mean, if you wanted to tell more people, that is. If you wanted to keep it between you, then that's, between us, that's fine.
Sorry, Chrissa.
Mhm.
Your mother, the Archfey of the Court of Charms,
Yes.
did she not go to Malik to ask where you'd gone?
She has a lot of children. She doesn't. Not to say she doesn't care, but she
Doesn't notice when another one strolls out. Wink, wink.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't mean to sound offensive to your mother, but
I don't care. Go ahead.
if she was too busy to actually check in on you for 25 years, do you think she would actually be willing to help in this?
I know if you can. Why are they spinning? If you can, I mean, if she could be convinced that it was, something fun to do, she might want to help. She likes things being fun. But I mean, that was just an idea. It just came to my mind.
At the idea of her liking fun, I look at Geffen and I think, it's the only fun they had. He's not a fun guy, you know.
No, he's not a mushroom. You're correct.
So, like how did that go about? He decided to say it, but there's a clear like. What's the normally he would say like how'd that work out, but he's getting better.
Gethin does say, great idea. I think we should leave it between us, though. Just, I think we should leave it between us. The people in this room and maybe Sable and like another person.
I agree. There is another thing we need to ask Geffen. We need a place to rest. You remember the old house you let us use for the time we were here last?
Go ahead. That's fine.
And now Mara said she might be able to do it, but I just want to confirm we have a way back into the court of creation, right?
Mara says I should be able to, and if not, I think Sable should be able to.
Awesome.
Sorry, I burped mid-sentence. I think Sable should be able to.
Awesome. And where would we end up? Back where we left, or back at the gate?
If you were to, I could only get us back to where we were, because it's the only place I can remember being. But I mean, I'm sure Sable could get you to most places.
Is Sable nearby? Can I call Sable over?
Sable's not in this room currently.
Ah, okay. I wasn't sure if that was Sable down there.
Wow, you being Wendigoist.
They have antler skull masks.
Yeah.
So does Maeve.
Only in
That's
the
true.
form of dread.
This is Grail. That's his name. Where's Sable's token? This is Sable.
Okay.
Admittedly,
I
there is a
apologize.
passing resemblance.
Well, yeah, of course. They're both like Wendigo, but like they're not the same person.
But okay, no worries. So Sable's not here. I will then suggest if Sable, if we do ask Sable to teleport us tomorrow, I say we ask Sable to teleport us sort of in that clearing that we were in before we went to the Summoner's Court, and then tap on the ground and see if Tess can get us back underground and back to the Ice Queen's temple. I wouldn't say teleport us directly into the Ice Queen's area, just because we don't want to surprise her.
Sable wouldn't know where that was. It has to be like somewhere that maybe not she's been, but somewhere that is obvious enough to, her to.
So like an open clearing near the Summoner's Court.
Yeah, like you could say something like that. Yeah, it's almost like a slightly altered version of spell teleport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So essentially, where I'm asking is where Tess drops us off.
Yes. Yeah. So Sable could probably do that. Maybe with a bit of it could go slightly wrong, but it wouldn't go wrong. You wouldn't be teleported too far off.
Awesome.
But yeah, Carissa does say
another dimension.
Yeah, Carissa does say, now this is a lot of information and this is a great conversation, but I'm really tired and I need to lie down. If not, I'm just gonna lie on that sofa. Because I guess I've not slept in 25 years. It doesn't feel like that, but.
Are you staying here, Carissa, or would you join a coup de grace?
Coup d'etat.
Coup de grace is when you kill someone. So it's the
Yeah,
final
I
hit.
know that. I know that, Archeron. That's what I was implying. Because we're going to kill the shit out of
Well,
an Archeron.
No, we're not going to. It's a coup d'etat, which is replacing the ruler.
Yes.
Coup de grace would be an assassination.
Coup de grace is if you send your Damien
not
friend to go and
both?
do that. Listen, I'm happy to help. However,
Coup de grace is a killer set of tits. Coup de bras, sorry.
That's what my mom said as well.
Mm.
I'm happy to help. I would need a few days, so maybe I'm like the second wave. Because
Like,
in gameplay terms, she has 4 points of exhaustion.
Yeah, I saw that.
Gethin, before we disappear, do you have? I know there was a gentleman, creature rather, I can't remember, who was a library. Do you have any high-level bards or wizards on staff? Or high-level bards and wizards? Ideally, level 10 bard with a level 8 wizard.
That's very specific.
Very specific.
Why?
I have an ask. I have a request.
What
a spell that I would like to learn
what's
or
the
cast.
request? I might be able to help.
Well, I was looking at this. If not, it's fine. I was looking at an item we found that I was going to ask Cass if I could briefly attune to cast a spell. It would give me 2 levels of exhaustion, and I was thinking, well, maybe it's worth it, but it's not really the spell I want. The spell I want, I can't learn myself. It's not on my list. However, a bard could learn it, and they could write it down on a scroll for me, so I could cast it. It's a level 4 spell, and it's Find Greater Steed. Basically, would like my own Pegasus.
Oh Jesus. Gethin, who would have Find Greater Steed?
It's a paladin only spell, which means it needs to be a level 10 bard for magical secrets and a level 8 wizard to cast a 4th level spell and write a scroll.
Oh my god. I'll have a think about that in the week because I can't.
If not, I can borrow the gem and I will just cast myself Find Steed, which is just not as good.
You can cast Find Greater Steed with it. It's a 5th level spell.
Yeah, no, I can't. It's a 10-minute cast.
Oh, I see.
Okay. The new Find Steed, which is better, is an action. It's not. It's better than the old Find Steed. Is what I'm saying. What I was going to ask is, will the item allow me to upcast it to 6th level, or would it cast at the lowest level available?
Does it change if it's a higher level?
Yes, it'll make a massive difference.
I'll have a think about it.
Okay. I would prefer a Pegasus, just to be clear.
I got that, yeah. But I'll have a think about that in the week. But Gethin says, the home that you were all at last time is open to all of you. Thank you again. I will need to think about if I can help in any way.
Whether or not your daughter's worth a Pegasus, I get it, yeah.
What?
Don't worry. Yeah, I'm tired. Been a weird week.
No, I mean I was talking about if I could help with the coup de grace.
Oh, I was locked in on the Pegasus.
I see.
The coup de grace. If that's not the name of the episode,
it's not going to be the name of the episode.
The coup de grace.
That's the next episode.
That might be another episode. Yeah.
The coup de grace.
I tried to say coup de bras, but I fucked up and said coup de grata.
What was hilarious is I fucked up saying coup d'etat and said coup de grace as well, but I just ran with it because Sardin's an idiot.
But yes,
coup de far is when you kill someone with a sniper rifle.
If I can come up with a way to help with this, then I will. But I think the less other archers are involved, the better in this circumstance. Just to avoid any you know what I mean. But yes, sorry, I'm at a loss for words. Enjoy your night, I guess. It's like 2 p.m, so it might be tough to sleep, but enjoy the day. I'll be around. Thank you again, all of you.
Yeah, no worries.
And if I can help you, I will with this Malik situation. But yeah, so you are all, shown the door in the nicest way possible. And are taken to the reason why I was saying, oh my god, this map is so old, was the map that Pete was talking about. Because it looks so old.
Yeah.
I think it's the trees. Like the room is
Not
fine.
this-
It's the trees.
Yeah.
It's just because it's one of the ones I made, so it's not as good.
That's fine. It's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah. It's just funny compared to all the fucking massive maps that I have. Obviously, I actually don't. Cass hasn't been here before, so I should explain. Did I just forget to delete Drac? Or did
No,
Noah
what
himself?
do you mean?
Oh, okay. I will say that room that Archeron's placed himself in was specifically Maeve's room last time. I don't know. I believe Archeron.
was Archeron's, wasn't
I can't.
Oh no, it's the
remember.
one at the top here. Yes. Oh, for fuck's sake. That's some quick.
Obviously, I think there's now more rooms than people, but Mara will be heading off for now. She's not going to be staying in the area with you guys, but she is going to say just before you all, go to your rooms and stuff as you make it to that house. She is going to say, this has been a very weird day, but thank you for.
I am gonna offer her the cloak, which I know is a bad idea, but if she wants it, I'm not gonna keep it
No.
from her.
No.
No, it's smelly.
I don't think I deserve to have it, and it looks good on you.
Everything
So,
looked good on me.
But thank you, truly. It's going to take some adjusting, and I have a lot of people I need to talk to. Well, maybe I don't. Maybe most of them are dead.
Bit morbid, but
I'm from the Shadowfell.
uh,
Everything's slightly morbid. But I need to see if I need to readjust. I need a drink. I'm going to the bar. But thank you. If you need anything, I don't know if any of you can send a message, but I'm always happy to help. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. And she just sort of gives a nod and walks off over to the bar that you guys all went to that one time. Krissa does stay in this house, at least for this day. She is going to lie in the most... what's the best word? She's going to take up the entirety of... let me just change where she is in my notes. She's going to take up the entirety of this sofa on the downstairs.
She can use my bed. I don't need to
Nah.
sleep. Okay.
She does.
Sidon loves
Oh, no,
sleeping
I do need to
outside.
sleep.
Sidon loves
Yes, you
sleeping
do sleep.
outside.
yeah, but
No.
I think my room has stayed the same since I left.
No,
Because,
also, she's going to be here for
Sidon.
4 nights, right?
Yeah.
She'll just wait till you're gone and take her room.
I'll give her my room.
No, listen,
Fine.
she doesn't care. She wants to be next to the warm fire.
Okay.
She's just gonna be lying there eating snacks or passed out,
It's
and
a
when she
sofa
wakes
bed.
up, wakes up, she's gonna be eating all the snacks.
It's
I
a
think that
sofa
makes
bed.
sense. It's just a very long sofa. She's fine. But yeah, so the rest of you can, if there's anything you want to do that day, you certainly can. Obviously, it's about 2 p.m. If there's anything, that's completely fine. If not, then you guys can have like a meal in the evening, and go to your Your room. Sorry, I burped mid-sentence then. But yeah, is there anything you guys want to do?
Just 2 questions.
Yes.
I know you said you need to think about it in the week, but if I don't know before tomorrow morning, I need to ask Cass for the orb to cast a spell before I long rest, because I don't want to go with 2 levels of exhaustion. So just let me know whether I go in with 1 level of exhaustion or none.
I will let you know. Let me think about it.
And the other thing, when we as a group left the pocket dimension and the Fae, Archeron was probably very quiet, and in the conversation with Gethin would have not offered input. He would have like shown his memory and then literally said what he said, but it would have been very like static. I moved him to the sofa just to sit down. Like that was him. Like I imagine everyone else was standing around, and he just kind of like sat down for a bit. He would have. How do I word this? The whole time since he thinks he thought. Well, I don't know. Since he said what he said to Malik, which basically got him ejected to the. I can't talk. Sorry, he got ejected to the primordial room. I was going to say the fire cavern, but that one. He thinks that was the nail in the coffin for Maeve being in the group. He thinks that was the straw that broke the camel's back, and has been like the whole. And I know this is just 2 people like naturally operating on different wavelengths. So like every time that he's had a suggestion, it's been, I won't say shot down, but it's been not the decision people have made. And I'm not bitching about that, don't worry. But he is very aware that he's always kind of landed on the wrong side of history on this day. So he's probably visibly waiting for Maeve to tell him that she's leaving. Like he's like hovering in the background, not wanting to push it, but with like any. Like at a casual glance, is like very agitated, and stuff like that. Oh Jesus, just trying my nerve a mile.
God.
Oh, that's painful. But yeah, so he's like at any time. I don't know if this is just me, but I can tell who's walking through a house if I'm in a different room with the door shut, and I can tell kind of the mood they're in. Probably tells you quite a lot about my childhood. I don't know.
Yeah, it does.
So he's like every time someone walks past, any kind of like change in air pressure or someone like he's like on edge to see if it's Maeve. You don't have to tell us now, Beth. I just want to tell you what Archon was doing.
Okay. Is there anything else people are doing that afternoon / evening?
Whenever people have food, this is the first time you see Maeve eat and probably slightly overindulge in food because she's not eaten for. I think it's 2 weeks since she found out.
It probably is something around that.
Yeah. Whenever she found out, she's not really eaten since, and now I think she's like piling food onto a plate and just like enjoying food. But other than that,
I made extra curry.
Oh God, someone else cooks.
Isn't there like a guy here, or did we have Alex with us?
Alex, no, Alex wasn't. No, I think you just you went to the bar last time. I think to eat.
I
don't remember.
Did.
Yeah, we didn't really have anyone to cook for us.
I think you probably just.
Oh no! Didn't Sable do something?
I don't remember.
I can't remember now.
It was the 5th that you. Sorry, I'm now trying to find it in my notes. It was the 5th that Maeve learned the information. It's the 17th today, so 12 days. There you go. But yeah, so you all sort of have a nice meal that evening, prepared by someone.
Not
And
Cass.
maybe Cass helps, but maybe you order in. You order from
We
the
order curry and it's not good.
you order
Korean,
from
it's
the
great.
from
Because
the,
Yeah.
eating like
It's like butter chicken. Oh my god, I
Oh.
can taste it.
Oh wow,
this
this
is
is
the
so
Oh my
last
God,
nice.
my-
ever
So
my
subtle.
taste buds.
curry in the
Yeah.
Feywild.
You order from the Whispering Willow bar down the road. And you get some like I don't know food. It's like slightly not what you ordered because it's like the Fey equivalent, but yeah, it's fine. But yeah, so you
There's a
eat your
special
food.
called mystery meat, and we just order it for.
Yes. um, and yeah, so you enjoy your food. You have a relatively nice evening, even though you know
Think-
some. Yeah.
Sorry, right before we go to bed, I think Maeve will go and see Gethin.
Mhm.
And it would just be a case of her, when, the "Mom, I fruit up" meme,
Uh huh.
when someone just kind of stands awkwardly in the doorway.
Mhm.
And if obviously he's in a meeting or something, she'd go, or like go to leave. But it would just be
You probably would see as you were walking up that Mara was leaving that building
Yeah.
clearly after talking to Gethin. But yeah, go ahead.
She would, just stand there awkwardly and wait for him to say, like, "Come in," or whatever. And then she'd just be like, "Sorry for not telling you.
You don't have to apologize at all.
I had this, image in my head that I could be all heroic and find Krista and bring her back, and I told Sable,
He like looks up to the sky, that bitch.
just in case, if we didn't get out of that room, I didn't want you to go through the same thing again. And that was a worry that I had. Obviously, I don't know if it would have been the same, or I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and compare it, but obviously it would not be. Basically, I'm just apologising for not telling you, because I felt I had to. I wouldn't have been able to sleep if I didn't come and tell you that I didn't just do it mindlessly as a pride thing. It was I wanted to do something meaningful. There's been a lot going on, and I haven't really felt as though I know where I'm supposed to be or what I'm supposed to do. I mean, you've met Sidon. Sometimes you do just want to scream at him, but I did probably go a bit far. And I said some things to him when he released Damien. As you can tell, when he described him as an eldritch horror type thing, I was angry, and I said I didn't know if I wanted to keep travelling with them. And that, I think, came from a place, again, I don't know where I'm meant to be. Or what
I don't know if I can give you the answer to that. I don't know if anyone knows where they're meant to be. I think it's about finding what makes you feel fulfilled in your life, and that's where you're meant to be. Whether it's adventuring or sitting on a thrown in a undead swamp, or painting pictures because you want to. I don't think it really matters. I think it's just about making sure you feel that you're doing something that betters the world or yourself in some way. And that can be anything, as long as it, well, as long as it doesn't hurt other people. That's a good clause, or hurt other people that don't deserve it. You know, if you were going around just slapping people, that feels wrong, even if it made you happy. But yeah, I don't really know where I'm going with this.
No, it's good advice. I'm not used to getting that from parents, as you can probably tell. Still getting used to that. I know you've known forever, but it's very new to me. Well, I will leave you to your evening. But yes, again, sorry for...
Stop apologizing.
Okay.
You don't have to apologize to me, okay?
I did shoot you in the face.
I
recently.
did not feel it.
Still, I attempted to hurt you. So, there's a lot of things that I probably should apologize for, but at the same time, shouldn't. I'm in a weird place at the moment. Just thank you for taking care of me in your own weird way.
Well, thank you for being here and for for getting Chrissa back. Thank you.
Of course. Well, I'm not going to finger gun away, but I'm going to do the equivalent. Whatever that is. Good night.
You're allowed to just say goodnight and walk out.
I know, but it feels so weird because there's this whole dynamic now that wasn't there before, and I'm not. I would give you a hug because that's what I don't know. Do you want a hug?
Yes. And so can.
I'll leave it. I'm sorry. I'm still.
Never have I met a charisma caster with less.
Listen, this is
charisma.
She's got charisma with certain
No,
people.
not you, the Archfey.
You don't know, he could be wisdom.
Yeah.
I'll have a stat block for him. He could be all of them.
Oh god. Okay. Well.
He could be Constitution for all you know. He could be a strength caster. Yeah, so you walk out, and as you're walking back to the house, you see, I guess, Sidon and Artron going to the bar.
Yeah,
as I was reading.
Fucking
Yeah.
white girl wasted.
Yeah, if Artron announces he's going to go to the bar, Sidon will be like, yeah, I'll join on that. I won't drink, no, but if you want to get rat-arsed, all power to you. I'll eat as much food as I can.
Just armor, because I do have it and I'm not showing off.
Yeah.
I got a new one.
Oh, nice. Oh, I really zoomed in on this pig head. So I was zoomed in on
Same.
Oh, weird.
Jesus. It's horrendous.
Yes,
Arsicle map.
yeah. So if Artron does get rat-arsed, Sidon will help him back.
Mm-hmm.
I think he takes the opportunity to like not to say not get an opportunity, but he gets thoroughly pissed, and has like a it all comes, all of the things he never says comes like flooding out. Like the reason he's always challenging Sidon is because he thinks brains better than brawns and stuff like that, and all of the insecurities and how he's been trying to since the getting his sight back, he's been trying to be optimistic rather than pessimistic, but he's having to force it, and he still can't get it right, and he's worried now about all of the choices that have led him there, and whether or not they are going to pan out in the long run for him, because he's very insecure about what it is he does. He doesn't feel that he contributes, and he feels like he could be replaced by a walking encyclopedia. Like if somebody, like, now that Slab's got legend lore, like he's genuinely concerned that he doesn't have a reason, and that's why he's always desperately trying to find things to do for people, because he doesn't feel that he doesn't bring leadership, he doesn't bring wisdom, he doesn't bring like the glue that binds people together. What the fuck am I saying? And he's just there like knocking back he's I'm getting turned up, and he's like, my dude, that's lemon juice. I was like, oh. Then he has like a fucking Red Bull, what they call, not a Jaeger bomb. He starts on the Jaeger bombs. So he starts on the Jaeger bombs and goes pretty hard.
It's like 3 for a $5, and you're like, fuck it, give me 6.
Yeah, it's 20 quid double back.
If Otron does go off and explains how he's feeling like that, Sidon will turn around and he will just be like, look, honestly, like, no one's going to replace you. I don't know how many times you've been in an adventurer. You had a party beforehand, but I don't know how long you've truly just sort of done this. But when you're in a team, you don't mix skills. You do the stuff I can't do, and I will do the stuff you can't do. We make up for each other's weaknesses. It's not a matter of being able to do everything. It's just a matter of being able to do some things. And you do things. You're incredibly resourceful. You have a lot of magical potential. You can cast spells of any element at any level. Do you know how powerful that is? I'm limited in what I can do. Quite clearly. And I understand. I love being challenged, and I love when you do challenge me. It's fun. It's great. I respect you for it. But at the same time, I'm physical, you're mental. It's just how it's just our skill sets.
It's a little bit queasy at this point, and he kind of closes one eye to look at you. He goes, I'm not mental, I'm cerebral. Cerebral. Cerebral.
Okay. I'm sorry, you're not mental, you're cereal. Okay.
It all goes back to the cornflakes and the Kellogg's and the whatever. Frosties, that was it.
You got to understand, Archeron, that at the end of the day, you can't do everything.
What's the point in being a wizard if I can't do everything?
It's not about doing everything.
For me. It's why I wanted to do it. Magic does. I can be whoever I want to be, and I can do whatever I want when I've got the spells for it.
That's the wrong ideology to have, my friend.
But what, you don't do the running and the setups just for the running and the setups. You do it to be the best runner or run setter upper you can be, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
But
that's what it's like for being a
want-
wizard.
No, you don't want to be the best spellcaster. You want to be the best everything, which is not possible.
It is.
You can be the greatest wizard, and I can see that potential, but that can't mean that you would be, say, the greatest swordsman because you happen to be a great wizard, you know?
But if I'm the
always
greatest wizard, I
limitations.
don't need to be the best swordsman because I can control 12 swords at once.
But that's magic.
Yeah.
It's a different fundamental skill, Archeron.
No, it's not. It's because I control things with magic. And then I can't, if I can do all the magic, I won't be able to. It won't be the things that if I do it, I'm wrong. It won't. Wait. It won't matter if I get the things wrong. Because then it's the magic, I can fix them again.
Look, it is a hard thing to understand, but at the end of the day, nobody is perfect, and there will always be someone stronger.
It's
you have
because
to
I don't
learn
have the
that.
spell for it yet. When I've got them all, and I can cast them all, then it won't be the thing anymore.
Is your
The
aim
spell that would make me as stronger than you for fightings and stuffs, but don't have it yet. But when I do, I could do that one for be the strongest.
that wouldn't be you, though, would it?
Yeah, because it's my spell.
No,
I wouldn't be turning into like a
but
dragon or anything. It would just be like.
Did he just shit himself?
No, he just
I
goes.
don't know.
He does the bodybuilder pose,
Uh,
but because his arms are literally twigs wrapped in toilet paper, he probably hurts himself.
nice.
Look,
Then I
Archeron,
could.
at the end of the day, you can't. It is a hard lesson to learn. It's an amazing thing to strive to be the best. But striving to be the best and thinking you're useless because you're not already there, that's a different kettle of worms, you know? It's not about that. You're losing sight of the goal because you think you should already have the goal.
No, it's about learning. It's not like I'm like a sorcerer. I didn't wake up with this. I hadn't do any magic when I was little. When I was younger, I had to really try, and then I figured it, and now I could be able to learn all of them. Not all of them, but all of the good ones. All of the really good ones. Like,
Verbal.
no, not Fireball. The one with the. Oh, and he just does a vague shape with his hand. He just like.
He's not voguing.
Yeah, there's the one where you can, I could become powerful enough to summon the Crimson Mistress and make her do stuff like help us. That's the thing that wizards can do.
Yeah, that's a dangerous.
But only if you can't do it properly. What I'm saying is, if I'm the best wizard, I could do it properly, and then you'd have to do what I said, and then I could just be like, "Bye, bitch."
I
Sorry,
I understand why you. I understand what you're. I understand where you're coming from, but sometimes you just gotta accept the fault. It's not about being the best; it's about the journey to be the best.
No,
You have to understand. Even now, there will always. Right now, there is someone stronger than you. You have.
Yeah,
to
I know
accept
that now, but when I'm the best, there won't be anyone stronger.
There'll always be
That's what I
someone
mean.
stronger.
No, not when I'm the best. Just
about-
wait and see. Just wait
I'm
and see. Just wait
scared
and
of Archeron.
He's just drunk.
Yeah,
He
but a
says to
drunk
the
man's
ether.
words are a sober man's thoughts. This is scary. He is gonna be a lich.
Don't worry, I'll kill him before that. Anyway, um, the the drunken conversation continues, however long it does. But while
Kind
that
of will just
conversation,
be trying to get it through his
Mhm.
head that it's not always about being the best or being bester at everything in a party. Like, he can't do it all in the group. He's trying to get it through that we all balance each other out and we
Mhm.
shore up each other's weaknesses, is what Simon's trying to get through.
For him,
Well-
it's specifically about control. Like
Yeah.
he at the minute feels like he has no control, and that's what he's worried about. Is his lack of control, not in
That's fine.
himself. It's in the control of like. So, I know you want to move on from it, but he. So the last thing you'll say. So this probably wouldn't come up, but the subtext of it is that the reason he wanted to do the behavioral codes and conducts wasn't to keep people from doing things that they wanted to do. It was the only thing he could think of at the time that would keep Maeve here. Like if she understand, if everyone can understand, we all understand what each other wants out of it, then we can work together better. And that was not it went down like a cup of cold sick. So they didn't do it, and now he doesn't know that whether or not the goals he has are aligned with what the goals that everyone else has, and so he doesn't know if he doesn't know what's going to happen when he gets back to the house. He doesn't know what's going to happen tomorrow. He doesn't know what's going to happen after. All he knows is he's made a promise to himself that he's going to go back into creation to try and help Torai and that lot, and that's the only thing he knows. And he doesn't know who he'll be doing that with or what will happen after that. Anything about that, he doesn't have a clue, and that's what he's stressed out about, and that's why he's going hard.
Well, while the conversation between an unstoppable force and an immovable object happens in the bar, I will say, because it is very late, we will pick up at some point next time. I don't want to say pick up here next time, because it'll probably be the morning. But we'll pick up at some point in the immediate next week. And we'll see what happens with your coup de gratin.
Coup de frittata is when you kill someone with a Spanish omelette.